Guys, before we begin this podcast, I want to let you know that we will be at the Irvine Improv this Friday at 9:45. Late show. It's after David Spade. Come check us out. It's the Four Horsemen of the Chillpocalypse. We got me, JT, Strider, Joe, Audrey Stewart, and it's going to be an epic show. Super stoked for it. Get your tickets at irvineimprov.com. We are also brought to you by, of course, Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our trims pewed, for looking after our hogs, for making sure that our dongs are looking fresh and clean, because the Olympics, Euros, baseball, major championship, and concerts are all in this summer. You know what isn't? A wild and hairy bush. So tame your pubes with the help from our friends at Manscaped, with the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. Their 4th-generation performance package includes the brand new Lawnmower 4.0. If an athlete treats their body like royalty, why not treat your pubes like Olympic gold? Fellas, do right by your balls and join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com with the code GODEEP20. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code GODEEP20 at manscaped.com. We're also brought to you by the legends at Rumple. Let's give a big shout out to Rumple. Our new favorite blankets are made to go anywhere you go. Rumple's original Puffy blanket is made sustainably with the same quality materials as your favorite Puffy jacket. So whether you're hitting the beach or camping in the mountains, Rumple has you covered literally. They've got cool designs and packable products for that on-the-go lifestyle. Get yours at rumple.com and enter code DEEP15 for 15% off your first order. That's rumple.com, RUMPL, with code DEEP15 for 15% off your first order. We're also brought to you by Helix Beer Bongs, the best in the biz, guys. If you're looking to chug well this summer and get some froth down your gullet, check out Helix. The best in the biz, amazing technology.
What's with deep? Going deep. Chad and JT.
Other guests would be cool coming in person.
You guys are pussies.
But the numbers were, dude, I was so afraid. Well, you got it though, right?
I did.
You got COVID? Right.
That's the only time that we did it.
Yeah, we did it like for Zoom for like 2 weeks. And then the second I was negative, I was like, we're back.
Dude, I was so afraid of getting it that Chad was like, hey, we got to start doing them in person again. I was like, fuck, dude. So I went to Home Depot and I bought, what did I buy? What do they call it? Plexiglass.
Yeah.
And I like stacked them up, like thinking it would protect me. And all the, they would balance against each other. It was very janky.
You're just holding it like
I think did you set that up in
ATC? Yeah.
That was you that did that?
And people would be like, are you serious about this? Do you really think it's going to help? I was like, I'm dead serious, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, this is saving lives.
You're a big, now there's a trend here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're a big, oh, we are.
No, we'll use it. Let's go. Yeah.
Okay.
Am I the only guy wearing headphones?
Yeah.
I'm the headphone guy. We're all in.
Are you a headphone guy?
I've never been before, but now I am.
Oh, I hate headphones with a passion.
I'm a big
man.
headphone guy.
Me too.
I love hearing.
I like it.
Oh, really?
I love hearing
I think
it,
the closer we can sit with headphones, the funnier it visually is. Like when people sit like face to face and they have headphones on, like that's podcasting. That's 2021 right there.
Can't quite hear you well enough. Yeah.
I just want to have ASMR sex with my wife while having headphones on and just getting after it.
We're getting there. I heard, you know the Leonardo DiCaprio rumor, right?
No.
The rumor about Leonardo DiCaprio is the way he has sex is it's only doggy style, and he wears noise canceling headphones while he hits a vape.
Are you serious? That's how I pictured like how Tiesto fucks.
I've heard it's true.
No, this is what people say.
Okay,
I've heard it's true.
I love how you guys are like, this is true. How do you know?
No, I'm saying I've heard it from different sources.
Multiple sources.
There's a lot of sexual urban myths or legends around different celebrities, but this one is
got a
gerbil up his butt.
What I'm confused about is the noise canceling headphones. The doggy style to me makes sense. Okay, you just want to look at yourself, or a very self-involved move, whatever. But the noise canceling, I don't know why. Why do we? What's the?
I would love to know
of
what
it?
he's listening to, or if it's just literally.
But I mean, isn't that the thing about fetish, that it never, someone else's fetish never makes sense to you? It only makes sense to the person who has it.
But I'm even trying to figure out what that would be. I'm not even knocking it. I'm just trying to figure out like where that even comes from.
I think you gotta try it, dog.
I want to try it, but it's a hard sell for the girlfriend if you just go dog style and put on headphones. She's like, "What the fuck are you listening to?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Arctic Monkeys."
Right.
You listen to just like,
you know what?
Black
Maybe it's
sheep. Have you any wool? What the fuck?
Maybe it's
he's evolved. He doesn't like the sound of flesh.
And maybe
Okay.
he's just putting on Till I Collapse.
Okay.
in
Oh,
his
you know
headphones.
some people
That's a
freak
good song.
out. You know
Yeah,
some
or
people
lose
freak out when
yourself.
they hear people
Maybe he gets
chewing?
nervous.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he
What?
freaks out when he hears like skin on skin fucking. He's like, I
Yeah.
can't. It makes me.
But doggy
soft.
style just sounds like a round of applause. It's just like
Maybe he hates
Yeah.
that.
you just
Like,
imagine he's at like the
Not the way
orchestra.
I do
Everybody
it.
starts clapping. They're like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
yeah, not the way I do it either. I don't
What do you
like
mean?
doggy.
Not the way.
I know you like.
I don't like doggy. Either.
I'm big on
Thank you.
doggy. That's why the Leo story fascinates me. I'm like
Trevor's very into doggy. I don't like.
Interesting.
I
you
like
don't
missionary. I like eye
love
contact and
missionary.
kisses.
missionary. Okay, I feel like you're a missionary guy too.
I'm a missionary
Aaron's
guy because
missionary.
This is missionary couch over here, right?
This
This
is-
is the.
Where you
Reverse
at?
cowgirl.
there- I like it.
But he
I
likes
like it.
he likes to be the one sitting up.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Stick shift, as they call it, the
Yeah.
dick shift.
Yeah, it's the inverted missionary.
What in the Rod
this is
Stewart
actually-
are you
Because it's a
fucking-
good tricep workout.
Whoa. Okay, I'm in. Second of all, wait, so walk
No,
me through
I,
this.
what do I like? I like to mix it up. I like
I love
starting
you
with
just
missionary.
didn't
and
say a
then-
sexual position. You're just like, I like lacrosse. I'm like, what?
Yeah, then finish with doggy. Something.
Finish
You-
with
you
doggy.
finish-
I like to know how you finish. That's
Yeah,
nice.
Thank you.
Do you think that the Leo story is almost the reason it circulates so well is because we all just want to believe that he's in such a
Yes.
Yeah.
rarefied air that
Yeah.
he can have sex however he wants,
Exactly.
no matter what the other person might think
You
about
know
it
what
or
I love?
something.
Because in my head, when a Hollywood rumor comes about, it's made up. It's okay. We're not podcasting. It's be loud.
People love that.
No, they don't. They
No, they
fucking
love
hate
it. Blaustein, they
Put
love
a goddamn
it, dude.
sweet potato down.
They love it, dude.
They don't.
They love it, bro. They love that
I
sound.
love you, man.
They know
Smash.
we're partying.
It's a smash.
What I was saying was, I think they're all made up, and I love the fact, or I love the idea of someone coming up with that, and then it kind of like
You can just say whatever. It's like a game
society.
of telephone.
Exactly.
What if you just found out he just loved missionary? Just like very standard guy.
Yeah.
That would be really encouraging. That would, I think,
Right.
like disillusion people in a good way, where they'd be like, "Oh, what am I even chasing?" Like at the end of the day, it's like the normal
Yeah.
is the best.
Well, that was like
Yeah.
when I walked in at your apartment down the street, and they had the thing to block the door.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, dude, JT's like a big dude, so like that gave me more confidence to be like, oh, like I'm not a little bitch.
Yeah, because you have a thing that like you put on your door in your apartment to like secure it, like extra security.
It blocks people from being able to open the door.
Was
yeah.
that always a thing you had? It's like a little
I've been
kid,
afraid
you
at night forever.
Dude,
I
I'm
slept
always-
in my brother's bed until I was 14.
There you go.
He's so funny about his too. He's like, because he said one night without much like talk about it, I just went, "Hey, bro, I'm just gonna go sleep in my bed tonight," and that was the end of it.
That was it. Wow,
Yeah.
kind of a sad moment.
What age was that?
I was like 13 or 14.
13.
And how old was he?
Damn.
He was 12. He's my younger brother.
Wow, that makes it way worse.
Yeah,
So,
but he never made a big deal. But he was always really chill.
well, because he was a younger brother, he didn't really have a say in it. Did you come and like sort of demand it?
That is funny as an older brother.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You little bitch, let me sleep in here.
Bed, bitch.
That probably was a part of it, and maybe I got like that.
And
at
then he's
times,
like-
but we have pretty good communication. Like
Sure.
I hear him out, and we were always kind of. He was always like the smarter and more well-adjusted one, so I kind of looked up to him. I think if he would have told me, I think he just wanted to take care of me.
That's an interesting dynamic. I know a couple families that are like that, where their older brother is sort of looked at as the younger brother, and not even like
Really?
not even like a bad way. It's just kind of the roles are like a little bit reversed.
Yeah, my parents just had to allocate way more time to making sure I was okay than they did to him. So I think there was always a kind of idea that he was the more mature
He's
one.
fine?
Yeah, that he
Like
was solid.
autopilot,
Yeah.
like just knows what he's doing.
He was just on.
I had an older
Yeah.
sister. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have 6.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
I'm the
pull
fifth-
out.
My dad's got
No,
strong
Mr.
jizz,
Crow,
dude.
Dr.
Yeah,
Krogh
dude.
does
He's
not
got
pull out,
Morpheus
dude.
jizz.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a doctor.
He's a potent man.
Yeah.
doctor of fucking. Let's go.
Dude,
Jesus.
yeah. So my mom had 5 kids. I'm the 5th. Then my dad remarried, had 2 more daughters.
Dang.
So I still like feel like the baby.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are your old? I'm sure you've hashed this out a million times, but I don't know. Are all your older brothers like killing it? That's in my head. All your older brothers are killing it. Is that wrong?
Yeah, I'd say so.
That's so. I just knew it. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
Yeah. They
What do they just like own equity in like mobile or something?
they own
In
everyone.
mobile.
Yeah, they just own cinnamon.
What
do they
age do
own?
you
Yeah.
just own
What is
equity?
mobile?
Huh?
Gas
What is
station?
mobile?
The gas station.
Oh, nice.
right.
Oil and gas
Anything
guys.
mobile, any car.
That's what I thought you
Just
meant.
scooters?
Yeah.
Well, one is in finance and private equity.
There you go, I
So
knew
you're
it.
close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finance
Or I guess you're
and
spot
private
on.
equity.
And that's
just a
Bill,
lot
right?
going on.
That's Bill.
I was
Yeah,
right.
good guy.
Can I keep guessing? I guarantee another one is a physical therapist. All right.
But he's
fuck me.
into his body a lot.
He's into his
He
body.
is into fitness a
Am I
lot.
psychic?
Yeah.
I'm.
Maybe.
Hold on. Let me keep going.
Yeah,
Are they
keep-
all guys?
No, 2 older sisters too.
Okay. 2 older sisters.
Yeah.
Did you
one-
sleep in their beds? Nope. All right,
Once
cool.
or twice.
Okay.
maybe. Yeah,
Here we go. Here we go.
We got it. We got it.
Full circle. Full
Come on,
circle.
Trip, baby.
Come on. Come on.
You know how I
There's
do.
one that is that's a chef and wrote a cookbook and it's doing really well.
No.
Fuck. It was so clear in my brain. Sorry, I'll let you talk.
The other brother?
Yes, sir.
Dude.
He's working on barges in
I don't even know what the
New
fuck that
Orleans.
is.
So he's like managing
Boat shit.
He's like managing like oil barges.
Okay, so
in
he's
New Orleans.
Oil?
So he's
he
poor.
got
What's the
money.
other one?
He's an oil man.
Oil?
He's an
I
oil
want to see you
man.
guys like Christmas card. I feel like you guys had a great Christmas card.
We do have a good Christmas card. Yeah.
How many golden retrievers? 2?
One.
One golden retriever?
Yeah.
See, I'm a fucking psychic too. What's
You
that?
are psychic. I
have headphones on. What's
I would
happening?
just like to say that your lovely producer called it. I said oil, barges,
Oh, mobile. Yeah.
Mobile.
And you said equity.
and I said equity.
And you said
Wow.
brother.
Guys, I'm Nostradamus. What's up?
Let's
Yeah,
go,
dude.
dude.
Let's go.
Damn.
Dude, thank you for understanding me on such a deep level.
Dude, ask me anything, man.
Yeah.
Favorite number? 13.
Nah.
Damn it! What is it?
I'm superstitious.
Oh.
Dude, I was on an airline the other day. They didn't have an aisle 13. I thought I was just like,
Hell yeah, dude.
I thought I was just like a little high or something, but it was like 12 to 14.
Dude,
Isn't that funny with like floors at a hotel? They're
Yeah,
like, we don't have
so
a floor 13. I'm
technically-
like, but you do have a floor 13.
Yeah, technically aisle 14 just being all spooky without even knowing it.
Right, exactly.
Dude, I got put on floor 13 one time. I was pissed.
Were you?
I was like, what the fuck?
I don't believe in that stuff, but I definitely believe in like ghosts like a lot, and I believe in
Yeah.
the devil a lot.
You do live in the devil?
Oh,
So,
buddy.
but if
How
you believe
so?
in that and
Let's
you're on
dive
the,
into that.
if you're on the 13th floor, are you think and you hear something and fucking, do you think that's the devil or a ghost? Is it the floor that's haunted or your brain?
It's not the. It's never the floor. It's never that superstitious stuff. I do believe heavily in karma, and I do believe you and I are very similar. Where like
Yeah.
if we wear. This happened to
Let me
us.
ask you guys this question: if you wear an outfit on stage and you're set, you weren't happy with it, whether it just wasn't your best set or you were all over the place. Do you be like, I'm never wearing that outfit on stage again? Or are you just like, oh, that was just the crowd, that was just me, I can only get better type of thing? Like, do you ever do you get superstitious about outfits?
I've never thought about that.
Oh, dude.
I literally wore a shirt that I got from a company and I bombed dicks in it and just threw the shirt away.
Really?
And instead of just looking internally at me and be like, hey, Trevor, maybe you could just write more.
Yeah.
Rehearse a little more, go over your sets more. I'm like, this stupid fucking shirt.
Yeah.
But baseball players are like that.
You know what's
I mean,
funny?
they
It was a
attribute-
baseball t-shirt, whereas like a quarter.
Whoa, for real?
It was a 3/4 sleeve
Whoa,
t-shirt.
we got crazy synergy right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Things are
This is-
connecting
this
on
is
a
interesting.
Are we on the
really...
13th floor right now?
Yes,
Yep.
dude.
Oh, fuck.
I'm a ghost.
Whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm also
my
the devil.
dog?
What's up, Aaron?
You were born on the 13th.
Damn.
Of what month?
So you've had Friday.
Oh,
the,
you
Friday
The
the
got
13th
spookiest
birthdays?
months, dude.
So do you?
You took 13 on Friday the 13th?
Wow.
Hold on.
I don't like this.
Hold on. Are you Leonardo DiCaprio? What's going on?
Dude, put on some headphones and fuck me doggy style,
Yeah.
bro.
Damn.
No, let's do that for real. I want to watch that. Let's do it. That'll be very exciting. That'll be
cut
good.
to that in the podcast.
Make sure you watch the YouTube. Watch the
Wall
YouTube.
Street.
Fucking me. There's a promo code on the bottom.
Yeah, we cut to ads. We're like, guys, we're brought to you by.
We're gonna cut back into it. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Simple safe.
brought to you
Yeah.
by ClassPass.
Yeah.
I do think about rituals before when on stage, or not rituals,
Okay.
but like sort of like if I was like vaping before and have a bad set, I'll be like, oh, I vaped too much, or I drank too much caffeine, stuff like that.
I recently saw you at a show in San Diego, and we were
Right, yeah.
talking outside, and you're like, I'm going to go vape in the car. And I was like, funny. And then you just disappeared. And then
Yeah.
you came back like an hour later, like very just chilled out. And I was like, you're definitely vaping in the car.
Yeah, I like to vape in the car and watch YouTube videos.
You're a legend, dude. That's like every 13-year-old is like, that's the American dream right there. Fuck a white picket fence and a golden retriever. I just want to vape in my goddamn Fiat, you idiots.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me ask you. So is that like a before every set thing, or if you have an
No.
allotted amount of time, you can do that to relax?
Just some alone time,
No,
yeah?
I have sort of like an on-off relationship with vaping, and I have a very addictive personality. So when I
Gotcha.
do it, I do it a
You go
lot.
in.
Yeah. So that was a moment when I was like getting back into vaping, so I was really just fiending for it.
There
You
you
don't
go.
strike me as someone who has an addictive personality.
Yeah, I just, I don't know. I just like getting pumped up. I'm trying to write a joke about it. It's because like, I feel like a lot of people, they like have addictive or they like get addicted to stuff because they're trying to numb the pain. But I kind of get so stoked, that I'm just like, what would really maximize this is like 4 espressos. Or like,
okay.
Oh, we're very similar in that. Like I'm a caffeine stupid idiot. Like
Yeah.
I go.
Yeah.
It's too much.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like I can't perform unless I drink coffee beforehand. 'Cause
Really?
if I don't, I just like I still can, but it's like you feel like I was like I could have been at another level because that's like the Mario Star where you're like
Yeah.
you're like I feel like when you drink a lot of coffee and you're just like jitter, you're on every move. That way, if somebody like sneezes too loud, you're like fucking bazaar. Somebody like yells something out, like, bazaar. You're just like kind of ready, and you're just I feel like I'm just like more like zoned out and quicker.
You're more alert.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
And dude, I think it's just I don't know. I was in Vegas this weekend. Every guy I was talking to was talking about they're like, I always feel like I'm doing too much of this or too much of that. Like, but not even like bad stuff like drinking coffee or like I don't know, decompressing at the end of the night with wine or something. But I just think there's something in all of us like we just want to tinker. Like that takes up a lot of our brain space. Is just being like, let me just mess with this. Let me see if I can fix this.
Add a little bit.
Yeah, and I think we get really hard on ourselves about it. But I think it's just what else are you gonna do? You're just gonna tinker.
Yeah, it's also, what are you going to just be happy with yourself? What are you, a loser, dude?
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
What are we just going to have like peaceful and meditate? No, dude.
Yeah, I do that too, but then you got to get the other side.
But then you're done meditating, you yell at yourself because you didn't do it well, and then you go on with your day.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? When was the last time you're like, that was good? Here's the thing, dude. I think if you ever settle down and you go, wow, dude, that was really good, and I'm very peaceful, you become so unfunny, it's crazy.
What do you mean?
Right.
I just feel
If
like
you settle down and like relax.
just like
You need some anxiety in your life.
yes, I think you do need some anxiety. I also think you do need some like you need to yell at yourself. Like I don't think it's helpful. It's helpful to be like, man, that was a good set. I'm happy with this. But more so, I need to work on this.
Right.
You can I think you just need to self-evaluate on. You need to critique more than you go. Great job, Michael.
Oh right. Well, if 20 minutes was great, but 2 minutes were a little soft. You're like, I'm fucking. I'm
yell
trash.
yell at yourself for those 2 minutes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I don't ever think, and I'm sure there's people that can be like, no, man, I'm very nice to myself, and I still work hard, blah blah blah. But I operate way more, and I think you guys do too. If you're like, no, dude, that 2 minutes on my set sucked.
Yeah.
And I'm awful. And then you go in your car and vape until you vomit, and you write more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the crucial part is just laughing at yourself when you're yelling at yourself too, like not taking it too much to heart and being like, I'm a piece of shit, but just being like, you're a piece of shit, and then being like, yeah, I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah,
See, I don't have that.
Kind of having fun with it.
I
wish
think
I
we're
had
on the
that
same
part.
page where we're like, I don't feel better until I do it better. So
Yes.
maybe the next day I do that joke again. I'm like, okay, Saturday early show was a little soft. All right, late show, let's get them.
Right.
So that's when it's a little.
I think that's why at Mike's you'd see a lot of people who didn't really move up because they get off stage and they're like fucking crushed it.
I don't know if I've done very well, and at most in my head been like, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, but
I don't think I've ever been like, I fucking murdered.
But they don't really do well. They're like they don't really do well ever.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, how you doing? He's like, I mean, you know me, man, just crushing every
We're
show.
talking about the same dude. I'm thinking about the same. He drove me home one time and he was just like, bro, I was smashing. Just A material, just smashing. I was
Oh
like,
my God.
bro, I don't
think
think you're that good. And then I'm not that good either, but I was like, but it made me like him more. I was like, I want to spend more time with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I appreciate that you get to live in that kind of,
I definitely know people like that. God,
bit of
I
a
can't wait till
fantasy.
we're off this, and you can tell me what the name of that person is. Because I
Yeah.
have some in my head where I'm just like, every time they're just like they're just doing like a normal set, and they're like, bro, standing O. Cut an applause break at the fucking whiskey dick.
Here's the thing, man. There's part of me 100% that's like jealous of that.
Of course,
jealous of
right.
that, like calm. And here's the thing, like I'm jealous of that if they actually believe that. I think more often than not they don't believe that. I think more often than not they're like, dude, crush it, and they go home and they
like
think about
fake it
taking
till you
19
make it.
pills and jump off a
think
bridge. Yes, dude.
I think in their head they're like, I am very good at this, because if you think you're really good, then you're not going to improve it. You're not like the hardest I ever work on jokes is when I don't do well.
correct. Yeah.
Right.
So if they're in their head, they're like, dude, I fucking crush. Like, what are you going to change?
You know what's so
Yeah.
funny is even, and Trev, I think you're like this too, man. Even when we quote unquote crush and it's like wall to wall, 45 minutes of just murdering, I get off stage, I go, well, I didn't get better.
Yeah.
I didn't get better. I didn't do this new joke, that new tag
there's
didn't
always
work.
something
Like
off.
even if it's wall to wall murdering, like but I didn't do this new stuff that I wanted to do. There's always a critique, and I feel like it has to be like that.
Yeah.
At Barry Bonds, he'd go 1 for 3 with a homer, and they'd be like, "What a bomb you hit!" He'd be like, "Yeah, but I struck out on those other
That's
two."
exactly how I feel. Yeah.
Until you stop playing. That's a good mentality. It's not healthy, but that's how you know you're like.
But
you
what's healthy,
care about the crowd.
right? Like
That's
people
a great
focus so much
question.
on healthy.
Because if somebody's too happy, we're like, that guy's not healthy, and then and the healthy guy looks at us and goes, well, those guys aren't healthy.
Right. They're like, he wasn't healthy. I was like, well, he was Steve Jobs, though. I'm like, it might have been worth it to be a little bit kooky.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think there is a healthy balance. I haven't found it yet, but there's got to be a healthy balance of like self-critiquing, but not to a point where it like diminishes your value of life, because that's what I did so much when I was younger in stand up, where it's like I would walk around the block in New York and just fucking yell at myself, I'm the worst, blah blah blah.
You just blend right in New York.
So everyone else, the homeless guys,
no
like,
one even
God, me too.
notices. Yeah.
What if that's all it was around like East Village? Everybody's like, God, the homeless are really getting crazy. There's a bunch of people who bombed that night.
I wouldn't be surprised there was so many comic clubs.
My quesadilla bitch trying to count.
They're like that. Mama, me too.
Yeah. So that's too much, right? But there's also a part where it's too much, where you're like, I'm the best. There has to be a happy medium that even if you yell at yourself, it's not to a point of like devaluing
Dispiriting yourself.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And
do you have
haven't
examples
found
of that? Like people who do it right?
I don't know, man, because I think it's very internal.
You know who has a good
Yeah.
mindset? Like Chris Estrada. Sometimes I'll run into someone, I'll talk to them.
I
and
love
like,
him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has like, I talked to him for like 10 minutes. I was like, dude, you got like a good mindset. Yeah. Some people
Yeah,
have it.
But he
Yeah.
might have a good mindset in that moment. Like,
You might have just been
right.
having
you're
a
not-
good night.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying,
I was
you're in
also
his
on
brain.
mushrooms when I talked to him.
Well,
so maybe
there you go.
Whoa,
You probably
what
actually
did
weren't
he
even talking
say?
to him.
Was
You're
he
talking
just
to a
like-
surfboard, probably.
He was just like, yeah, that was like, what made you think he had that perspective?
That's a good question. I guess
I feel like he's very just like, he's always just the same
He is,
dude.
yeah, he's just like I think he's very process oriented, which is probably the common denominator with a lot of people who have a healthy mindset, is that they don't go too up, they don't go too down.
Yeah,
they're
I
kind of
think you're
just like just a little bit meticulous, and also kind of just like taking it bit by bit.
It's like they get crushed or they get bombed, but it's like the same.
Yeah, they're like
feeling.
they're not
as
like
before they went on stage.
right. If they bomb, they're not like, oh, these jokes all suck, I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And if they crush, they're more just like, oh, I think there's a moment here that I could tweak a little, which is
Yeah.
kind of the same thing we're saying. I guess it's just the volume that you're speaking to yourself in.
I think a lot of it is too having that inner critic and just really being, on top of it at all times and trying to always progress, but also just enjoying the process too.
Enjoying the process is the part you forget
like
about. a lot.
having fun. I think letting that over encompass all of it is just having fun, which is hard to do, but I think that makes a huge
The
difference.
shows I feel like I have the most fun on are the ones you don't expect are going to be fun.
Right.
Like just like a random one that's like on top of an apartment. You're like, God, it's going to suck dick. And you get there, like, it was fucking great.
Right.
Yeah. And like I mean, Trevor and I have had a million conversations about this, but the having fun thing was a big turning point for me, and I would literally say it to myself, and sometimes I still do. It might just be
And
deep
fucking,
down
where
there.
were we? Des Moines?
Des Moines,
We were
yeah.
doing shows in Des Moines, Iowa. For whatever reason, just like,
The vibe was there.
it was like, well, it was weird. It's like one of the shows was like absolutely fire, and then the show after, they were just like very like mellow people. And we're like, what do you mean? Like, we just saw the homies in the earlier show fucking turn it up a notch.
Right.
So the next night, we're like, it's hard when you know what the room is capable of, and then
Yeah.
you do the exact same shit to a different crowd, and they don't respond as well.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and then we were in our heads because we're like, what the fuck? Like, these jokes should be working. And then it was like the very last show of the weekend, and the Saturday early was like very like mellow. And we're just like, all right, well. And then before the last show, we're like, all right, let's just have fun. And it was a great show.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think-
you kind of have to accept them for who they are a little bit.
Yeah,
Or
but-
where they're at.
But that, like, what I was getting at was like that idea of just having fun is so hard to really. It's such a weird like abstract thought. But I think once you like narrow it down and understand what that thought means and know how to like act on it, that's when you hit a new level. And it doesn't even have to be stand-up, bro. It could just literally just be life. Just be like, dude, I'm gonna go into my job, whatever. And I'm just gonna have a good time. I feel like that puts you more in the flow state. Than
Totally.
If you're like, I'm gonna work hard. Like I call it like squeezing the bat too hard. It's like I'm gonna fucking
I
crush.
say it all the time, squeezing it too tight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like in golf, when you like, I'm gonna fucking crush
Exactly.
it. You always slice it or hook it or just even miss the ball.
Yeah.
You just don't get ball.
Yeah.
Dude, and it's like we're comedians,
It's true.
It's so easy to forget that. It's like we're doing comedy.
Yeah.
We're going on stage and telling jokes, but then people meet you. They're like, man, you just have like the best life. And I do.
Oh, I see
it's a
what
very
you're saying.
blessed life, but it's like they don't. I don't think they see how hard we are on ourselves.
100%.
But
Yeah.
at
Well, you
the
don't
end of the
realize
day,
how,
it's-
like,
yeah,
It's so like inside baseball for us. We're just talking every terms and like everything we do. And then you talk to somebody in the audience and they're like, I love Kevin Hart. And you're like, oh, we are. Like you don't like I am just stressing myself out, and this person's just like all I care about is Kevin Hart and Seinfeld, and you're
Right,
like,
right.
okay, like they're just so like removed from what our heads are, like burrowed into this comedy world.
yeah,
And it's also they're so removed from like what our expectations are.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's like we had, and there was two shows when we were in Iowa, right? That we were like, oh, like we didn't have fun. It was fine, and we were used to a level, and they didn't give it to us, right? But there were so many of those people that came up to us, was like, "Yo, it's the best show of my life. I've never been to a comedy show, and that was so funny." Blah blah. It's like but they don't understand our expectations.
Right.
And I don't know how to like diffuse that, but it's just an interesting thing to where it's like we get off stage, we're like, fuck, I'm so bad, blah, 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 whatever. And then they come up to you 15 minutes later to meet and greet, like, we love the show so
Yeah.
good. So it's like
Yeah.
they, I think there's a lesson there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
You know?
and I mean, look at us. We're like a murderer's row of like privilege. Like, so I think when people, I think when people come up to us and they're like, "Man, how you feeling?" I think they're kind of right to have the expectation that we won't say something like, "Dude, I'm actually pretty neurotic and bummed out." I think when they come up to us,
They're
they're
like,
like,
"Oh."
they're like, "You should probably be enjoying this, bro."
Yeah, they're like, cool. So can I take a photo?
Yeah, exactly.
Bummed out is so fun, dude. How are you? Bummed out, bro.
You can reel them out too much where they're like, "Yeah, that wasn't the vibe I was looking for."
You like open up. That's like when somebody's like, "How you doing?" And you just do that. There's kind of TikTok that goes around asking people, "Are you happy?" And I keep thinking about what I would say if that guy came up to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, dude, depends on the day. But I'm like, shut up, Trevor.
Right.
Yeah.
Depends on the day. What is it?
Yeah.
Yo, I like
Fucking a leap year? Just say you're good.
Yeah, right.
I like this question though.
Are you happy?
Are you happy?
It's a great question. Yeah.
We'll
Are
start.
you happy?
We'll start with Chad.
I'm dead serious.
we're gonna do it. Yeah.
I don't know.
I would love to do this.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I mean, I had an emotional weekend, but
Did you? What'd you do this
Can
weekend?
we dig into it?
I had an
Yeah.
emotional weekend too.
oh, you did?
Yeah, I went to Palm Desert and microdose for the first time.
Oh, nice.
Oh, really?
Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, well, we got to go
Save
bit
it
by
for our
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's a little
Chad
more
had a
sad.
big weekend. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
What'd you say?
Well, maybe you should go microdose in Palm Springs.
It was all in my head. Okay, I've been withdrawing from nicotine.
Yeah.
I went through a breakup.
As
3
he
months.
fucking
3
I
months.
put it down.
Yeah. Went through a breakup.
go on.
I went through a breakup like 3 months ago.
Right.
Like being a bad friend.
And I thought for some reason it hit me like the hardest over
This
the
weekend?
Yeah.
It's always the weekends.
Like 3 months later, yeah. And I was going to a date. I was like about to cry.
oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was just withdrawing from nicotine, like really amplified all my.
Can I ask you? Because I didn't. I'm sorry. I didn't talk to you about this break. How did it? Was it like?
It was pretty mutual.
It was mutual. Okay.
Yeah, it was like a very peaceful breakup. But
cool.
maybe that was like it was just sort of like hitting me now. I don't know.
I think that is like guys, it always hits later. Girls are like instant, and then they're like, I'm gonna go do this, and then blah 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 blah, and then guys are just like, oh fuck, I don't need that shit. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I wish I was that.
It's like a
All
delayed.
those hit me in the moment for.
Well, you got
months
broken up over FaceTime. That's just fucked.
Over
It was,
FaceTime.
FaceTime.
Oh, and then ask me if I've talked to her yet.
Have you?
No.
That's
How
probably
long
good.
ago?
I mean, this is a while. Maybe it's a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. At this point,
Were you very
Yeah.
much in love?
very much in love, head over heels. It was the first girl I was ever like, hey man, I can marry this girl and not be scared.
Right.
And then yeah, she did FaceTime me.
She give you a
Oh
reason?
man.
She had a lot of trauma, so as like a child, so she had a lot of like intimacy issues. So there would be like 2-3 weeks of her like just completely open to me and in love and great, and then for some reason, and there was nothing to activate it, she would shut down. And then a week of her just being like this other person. It happened so often. I literally had names for the people. Like it was almost like she had two different personalities. It was very odd. Her mom even said to her that she might be bipolar. And
Wow, moms never lie.
oh, for real. I mean, a mom knows her like more than
Yeah, she's
anyone.
looking out for her.
Yeah, but the sweetest girl, and I don't blame her at all. But that's what happened. It was like she went to London to shoot a thing, and she literally like FaceTimed me from London, being like, I've been thinking a lot about this, and I think my feelings for you are so on and off that I just don't think it's fair to you. I'm summarizing the fuck.
Was it kind of out of nowhere for you?
The thoughts that she was throwing at me weren't out of nowhere, because she said it to me maybe 3 or 4 months prior to that. So it wasn't like the ideas again weren't out of nowhere, but her executing the breakup was obviously out of nowhere. It wasn't like a simmering for 2 weeks type of thing. And she's like, I don't know, let's take a break, blah, blah. It was just like, this is how I feel, and I don't think it's fair for you. And it was like just out of fucking nowhere. So I was in shambles. But your breakup was like mutual, like
Over FaceTime or in person?
In person.
Lucky,
yeah.
dude.
I mean, we'd been dating for almost 3 years, so it was
Wow.
wow. Yeah, we were dated for 2 years. She doesn't respect me, but go ahead.
Well, how long were you in shambles for? I'm interested.
Jesus, Trevor probably knows.
It was like right when the podcast kind of started, and I was
Really?
like, "So can we talk about it?"
Oh, dude.
But it's awkward when you like go through a breakup and you can't talk about it, and you're like, nerds ropes are kind of crazy, and you're like,
Yeah.
you just got your heart shattered.
I know.
Yeah.
It was so funny because it was right when we started our Patreon. So the first episode was all crazy, blah, blah, blah. And the second episode of the Patreon,
Yeah.
Trev looks at me before we start shooting. He goes, yo, you want to talk about it, man? And I was like, it's not going to be funny. He goes, I don't
Right.
care, dude. Let's just talk about it. And it was just, I think there obviously was some funny there because we're fucking comics. We fucked around probably a lot of points of it. But yeah, we just like,
Comedy comes with pain.
there you go.
Yeah.
And we just like went into it. I was probably not great for, I would say, I started feeling probably more like myself 3-4 months.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It took a while, bro.
And when did you
Yeah.
guys break up?
Like early April.
I'm not good at
But
math.
There's no
3 months.
But here's the thing: there's no like anger there or anything. It's like very kind of mutual and peaceful, you know. So I don't. I think maybe a lot of it was I just sort of miss. It's sort of like
Miss the
miss
intimacy
having her
of-
in my life, and that sort of hit me over the weekend.
Yeah, you don't actually miss her. You just miss the idea of being like intimate with someone, and I think that's a thing that
3 years, that's
I
a
think so,
while.
but even as like a friend, just
Yeah.
her, I think.
We go from hanging out with them every weekend. Weekdays, I
Yeah.
feel like you can get by with because you're like, I'm working, I'm doing stand-up, I'm doing this. And it's
Yeah.
like Saturday midday, and your friends are out doing shit at brunch, doing fucking boomerangs with their mimosas, and you're like,
Yeah.
what am I going to beat my dick again for the fourth time this morning?
and then you go,
Right.
yeah, and you do it.
you fucking
Right.
bust out the vaporoni and fucking...
Yeah.
So,
Uncanny in its accuracy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, as a guy, there's what else are you gonna do to numb the pain? You go to therapy and you beat your dick. You got two options.
Yeah.
Or you have like a meaningless sex with someone, praying that it's not gonna be meaningless, and you go into it trying to convince yourself that this is gonna make me feel better,
Yeah.
and it never does.
And that's so annoying too, because that's
I know,
like,
it's
you go
annoying.
straight into you're like, yeah, you start getting like dates and stuff. You're like, all right, I'm good.
yeah.
I'm back, baby.
Yeah.
And then like a month later, you're like, I'm not back. I got fucked up, dude.
It's a very, I'm not back. It's a very funny soundbite.
Yeah.
So you were on your way to a date this weekend.
Yeah.
Did you still go on the date?
I still went on the date, but yeah, I was like,
You held
but it's-
held together strong.
yeah. I mean, it was,
Where'd you guys go on the date? Like, what'd you guys do? You don't have
It's
to.
like-
You don't have to dox the restaurant.
yeah. We just got like went to a brunch spot. And
There we go.
got-
Daytime.
Yeah.
Daytime
Whoa.
date. First date.
First date. Yeah.
Okay.
First date during the daytime?
Yeah.
You
Are
don't
you
like that?
trying to be your friend? What's going on?
Well, I'm
Yeah,
trying not
of
to
course.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Trying to-
Daytime dates are great for
Yeah.
first
Yuck.
dates.
Well, I'm
No,
trying
they're
to.
great.
I'm trying to booze right now. So.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
that
that's
is
why
true.
I'm keeping it cash.
And then she's like,
Is
bottomless
that cash?
mimosas,
I
and
don't
you're
know.
like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I'm like, we're gonna go with a Diet Coke.
You don't like a daytime
Let me get a
date?
mimosa, no champagne, orange
Yeah.
juice. Yeah, bring it up, bitch.
yeah.
I do not like a daytime date. No,
No.
I do not like it.
I think they're great.
Really?
Yeah, because it's casual. It's loose.
Yeah, I'm not in for
Yeah.
casual, dude.
Right, you want that
I'm in for
intensity.
sexing, dude.
Right.
Right.
No, if I'm fucking around, obviously, but if I'm, but obviously you like meet
Are
somebody.
you fucking around?
Well, I'll tell you. If you
Asterisk.
if you meet somebody over whatever app or in life, and you go, oh, there's no, you can tell pretty quickly there's no immediate connection, and you're just trying to fuck, right? So
Yeah.
if I'm just trying to fuck, I'm not going to bottomless mimosas with you.
Right.
I'm going to a bar at 10 p.m. already drunk, because we
Right.
know what this is, right?
Right.
But if there's any type of connection, I would maybe think about doing a fucking brunch, but I still would be against that because that feels like there's a lack of connection or intimacy. Like it feels
Yeah.
like I can't or she won't sort of open up in that regard. It's like,
Broad
it's like,
daylight.
doing stand up in their daytime. It's like, what do we? This is not real.
Yeah, it
It's like we're
doesn't
being
work.
on a date and hearing seagulls. You're like, I don't know about this vibe.
Yeah, there's like school
What do
buses driving
seagulls
by.
sound like again? Is it
Yeah, pretty
kind of a
accurate.
standard bird?
Yeah, it's like a chilled out crow a little bit.
Yeah, I've
It's not
done,
bad. It's not bad. Again,
I've done a stand up. I've done a stand up paddleboarding date in Marina Del Rey. We
Oh, I thought you were talking
opened up
about
on the
stand up
water.
comedy. I was like, wait,
No,
what?
no, this is different stand up.
I made her do a set. Yeah.
What's your
It's like,
type
nice
five?
to meet you. You're going up.
We got pretty intimate.
I like
Out on
that
the
in
water.
activity.
really?
Yeah.
I like that.
Not like we didn't make out because we were both on different boards, but I mean like
That'd be funny.
she
Like
opened
That's a
up.
cute
to each
kiss,
other.
though.
That would
Yeah.
be cool.
Like
Yeah.
the
Then you
longest you're
fall
going
into
in
the
for
water.
it.
Then you smack her butt with the paddle.
Little like
Yeah.
hitch. Wait, so what about? So we'll go to you next. Are you happy? And what happened on your micro
Thank you for
shroom
not
trip?
forgetting.
Am
this
I
thread.
happy? Yes, I'm very happy.
You seem like a happy guy.
I'm happy, and the only time I ever feel weird is it's the same thing with stand up where I go, videos aren't doing blank or merch isn't selling as blank. And then I let work get to me. But it's like work, you have to remember, is like kind of like a stock market. It's like you're not always up. The best stocks in the world had plummets. So I just
Yeah.
kind of it's more like a long game and just like not stressing myself out. But overall, like I feel like I get stressed. But other than that, like overall, I'm very happy. I mean, I'm very happy to not work a 9-to-5 job anymore. I didn't like, it just wasn't you just have so many cups of Keurig coffee, and you're like, I hate this. Everyone here sucks.
Right.
But it's hard to, and maybe that's your touch point, right? It's like whenever you're feeling stressed about social media, whenever you're feeling stressed about merch or whatever you're stressed about, it's like that should be your touch point, right? It should be like, yeah, but I'm not working at All Def Digital anymore, so I am killing.
Which I love working there. I just don't like having the day job.
Right.
I find myself feeling not necessarily 100% happy if I'm alone for a while, but I like being alone. Which is weird.
No, dude, I'm the same way.
But it's like once I'm like with you guys, like, these are my friends. This is great. Life's good. You know.
Yeah.
So it's always like I just have to get out of my head for a second.
And happiness is a weird word too, because I think happiness. I think we think of it as elation. You know what I mean? Where it's like you're like, I'm so excited or
walking around with
stoked
a
right
smile
now.
on your face,
right?
Just
and I don't know if
patty
that's
caking everybody on your way out the doors.
and that's like a fleeting thing. I don't know if it's a good metric for how to really define how you're doing.
I think you can also be happy, but have like dilemmas, or be happy and be frustrated.
Well,
you
be
know?
in conflict a
Like the
little bit.
overall thing is happy, but I do get frustrated. It's like, yeah, I'm happy I get to tour, but am I frustrated that my flight got delayed 7 hours? Yeah. So there's like, over the umbrella, I'm still stoked that I get the opportunity to go tour, but there's little inconveniences.
Yeah, there was a thing in Jordan Peterson's book that I think about a lot when he was like,
He'd be reading.
people, I be reading books, bro.
I didn't like that book.
You didn't,
But we don't have to
All right,
get
well, you're
into
fired. You're off the pod. So what's this called? Chad and Blau? Cool.
But I like listening to him on podcasts. But I didn't like him in a.
But he had this idea where he was. Maybe you like this idea. We'll just
Hit me
we'll
with it.
just-
No, I like him. I
we'll
like him.
bully it
though.
on this idea.
There we go.
Yeah.
He said that people think happiness is no problems, but happiness comes or derives from solving problems. So the idea of you having problems shouldn't be, oh fuck, I'm unhappy because I have problems. It should be, sick, I have a problem, I can solve this, which I will derive happiness from solving problems.
And the quality of your problems too. Like your problems, like, oh, my flight got delayed, but it's on your way to doing a headlining set. That's like that's much better as a problem than, All Def Digital is making you stay long. I don't mean to bring them up again.
You're good.
Yeah.
Great company.
But it's much better than like losing your job at H&R Block and now you can't feed your family. Like
Right.
It's a little different.
It's a better problem.
Yeah.
But also, think about that. This is what Jordan Peterson. I'm about to say Jordan like a fucking nose guy, but that's what he was saying, right? So think about that scenario, and you go, okay, I don't have a job now, and then think about how happy you are when you search and find a job.
Right.
Then that's happiness, because now it's like, okay, cool. Now I can supply my family with food and it might be a better job and all kinds of stuff. So solving problems. I just think the idea of like people like, fuck, I have problems and I'm unhappy.
Yeah.
I heard something interesting. This Agnes Collard was on a podcast with Ezra Klein. I just throw those names out there, even though they don't resonate.
I don't even know
with anyone.
what the hell you said.
But they were
For
saying
SEO,
they
search
were
engine
saying,
optimization.
what would a left version of Jordan Peterson sound like? You know what I mean? Like someone who's on the left. And then the answer that they came up with, which I thought was kind of unsatisfying, was that they said, we're getting into pretty deep waters here, but they were saying
Let's
that
swim
it
around,
would be
baby.
someone who is very socially conscious and is trying to do social good. Basically, virtue signaling is one way you could categorize it. But they were basically saying that the left's version of Jordan Peterson would just be someone who's like so hyper aware of all the social inequalities and stuff and is constantly looking to better those things.
So like just left Twitter, essentially.
Right. But then I was like, I don't know if that's like as inspiring as what he's throwing out there.
No, I think some of his ideas are hyper inspiring and some of them are, ruffle feathers.
Right.
But I think you can pick and choose from him like what.
No, for sure. I think he's a G. I know. I love listening to him talk. I'll watch his like class lectures on YouTube all the time. I'm like, this guy's a beast.
I'm trying to picture a more left version. This person's bloody non-binary. Okay, that's a bloody fact. It's gender neutral.
If you do it in his voice, it actually is kind of inspiring. I'm like, that's right.
That was pumped up. Yeah,
that actually fired me
It's
up.
a gender neutral bathroom. Okay.
You know what? Maybe it does work. I needed to hear it in JP's voice and not in the people I was listening
Dude, this
to.
might be a new impersonation you should do on stage. You're like, okay, this is Jordan Peterson on the left, and everyone's like, oh god,
He's bloody non-binary.
There is something about his
Standing
voice where it
ovation.
sounds
Not
very
bad.
Not bad.
like truthful. Yeah.
But that's what I was thinking. Is he like? I know he's considered right wing, but he doesn't. Does he really talk about politics?
I guess he had moments where he did, but I haven't seen him. All the stuff I hear about is just like about
like marriage.
self-betterment.
Yeah.
Where he's like, how do you know if you have a loyal friend?
Right.
Well, here's what you do. Well,
Right.
you ask him to do this thing, and if he doesn't show up for you, that's not a bloody good friend.
Right.
He talks a lot about a hierarchy, and that's where I think he talks about the hierarchy. And the reason he got on was because he was talking about trans rights in Canada,
Right.
And so that sort of like propelled him. So he's like sort of under that like umbrella.
I think he had to come in with that really topical, like,
give you attention.
Yes.
And then you can talk about like,
And then
why
you
your
can-
dog doesn't like you.
Right. Like even that Ryan Holiday, the stoicism guy, he first came out as like a media manipulator. And then once he got famous for that, he was like, okay, now I just want to talk about stoicism.
Yeah.
But I feel like
That's smart,
sometimes to
yeah.
get your foot in the door, you got to dive on that more like
Hit the
polemical
trending
stuff.
topics. You
Yeah.
know? There you go.
But,
Okay.
But what about doing mushrooms? How's that?
I've never done it before. Did microdose, little chocolate bar. I loved it. I had a great time.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I thought it was really fun. I just think what the stuff I was talking about was I don't know if it was like commonology shit you say when you take mushrooms, but I just remember like saying just like very like blanket statements or just like very bland, like dude, those cups look so crispy.
But you know what's amazing
Yeah,
about
yeah.
mushrooms is you say all that stuff, but you mean it.
I mean it.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
say it like a platitude. You say it, you're saying a platitude.
Yeah.
But it's like at your core, you believe it.
But everybody
Yeah.
agreed when I would say things, and they're like, "Oh, those fucking cups do look crispy." And I was like, oh, "Thank God." There's nothing worse than like you say something, everyone's like, "What are you talking about?"
Right. They accepted you at your truth.
Yeah. It was great. I was just laying in a pool, just peeing myself on mushrooms, you know, because you can
That's
just pee in a pool, just on a floaty. It was definitely one of the top moments of my life. I was very
Let's
happy with
go.
it.
That's
Yeah, it was
great.
super-
Have you guys done mushrooms before?
Last time we did the pod together, I was on mushrooms.
Yeah, I did you guys podcast last time. And,
hold on,
what?
I
you
was
were
on
like,
mushrooms.
you were
Yeah.
hyping it up, and then you're like, "Yeah, I'm actually microdosing right now," like very casual.
I was on a lot.
Yeah, it was very casual.
I always call it microdosing, and then I show people how much I did. They're like, "That's just a regular."
Yeah,
amount of
microdosing
mushrooms."
just sounds so scientific, though.
Right,
Like,
and
you
it sounds like
question
it sounds small and like not a big deal, but yeah, I just
yeah.
do
Last time
mushrooms a lot.
you did you were
Yeah, it was full. Like we like ran right over. It was like, "Yeah, I'm microdosing right now." Okay, cool. Yeah, so what do you think about Jordan Peterson? Just
Yeah.
right into it.
Oh, he was okay. I thought you were on that.
wasn't.
Oh,
He was.
so my bad. Okay,
I did a
I'm-
couple pods on mushrooms. It was
Pods.
fun.
So pods
Podcasts,
are
yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know those terminology for shrooms. See, I'm so new to this stuff. Did you like take chocolate bars or the actual shrooms or?
I think I did stems and caps, just the old-fashioned way.
The
that
old-fashioned
time. But I
way.
do
Stems
prefer doing it chocolate style.
Yeah.
Chocolates are good.
Mm-hmm.
The
They seem
you've done
to
it?
hit harder.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a quick little, like it wasn't like a full day thing. It was like an hour, and then I was just like, And then
Yeah.
you look back up at the Palm Springs skies, and you're like, oh, it looks like shit again. You're like, I think it's wearing off.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was literally, I did a show at the Laugh Factory last week, and this lady, her husband used to work for a company that I had done some stuff with, and then they're like, this is my wife, she's doing great things. And I thought since he was in entertainment, she was like an actress. I was like, oh, what do you like? What projects you working on? She goes, oh, I sell mushrooms. I was like, okay. I'm going to Palm Springs this week. She's like, okay, well, do you want to buy some? I was like, yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
then just in the middle of Laugh Factory, just handed me a chocolate bar, and I Venmoed her, and it was.
I love the packaging too because it's like a Willy Wonka bar.
I thought it was
Right.
real
So
chocolate
cool.
for a second. I thought I got scammed. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, fuck.
Dude, yeah, if you eat
This
the whole
sweet old
thing.
lady from like Abbott Kinney was just like, yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
Dude, how long do mushrooms last? Because last time I did mushrooms was the first time I've ever done mushrooms, but I bought 2/8,
Yeah.
and I literally still have it. But it's
Really?
they're gone, right? They're done.
No, they're still good. They'll work.
No.
I find people will say if you Google it, it says that they could like lose their potency, but I haven't had that issue.
It's
They just like lose potency. It's not like they go bad because they're already bad.
They might, but I found ones that I like
that's
left
so
out for like a year, and then I took a small amount or a larger than small amount, and they worked.
Really? Okay, good. Yeah, because I have an eighth in a like manila envelope in my drawer. If this is legal,
I got a
right?
bunch in my
we're
bag.
In
Joe.
Canada.
I'll hook you up. You'll be fine.
We're in Canada. I just said we're in California. We can have them, right? Is that a weird thing? Okay, I just
Actually-
outing myself on a podcast.
The
Yeah.
guy I buy shrooms from,
Is a cop.
I got. He's the most chill cop ever. People judge cops. I'm like, I know some cool ones. Like, my shrooms dealer, he's super legit. Yeah. No, the guy I buy shrooms from, I got it from a friend, and then when I met him, he was a comic, and I didn't recognize him at first.
Oh, really?
And then he was like, "What up, dude?" And I was like, "Oh, what's up, dog?" And then yeah. And it's always funny because you're like there doing this like illicit thing, but then you're also like, "Hey, it's nice to see you again, man. How you been?"
How's that T-Mobile bid going?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So are they decriminalized here? Is that what the deal is?
I don't know what the hell.
They're on their way. I mean,
Oregon's
people are
fully
like,
hey, fuck it.
they say they fix everything, but
Right.
I think sometimes people are a bit hyperbolic, like on the benefits. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
definitely, if I do it too much, I can feel my brain getting a bit rattled. But I also have like mental health history, so
Right.
I
have to
definitely
be a
did
bit
feel
more
dumber
careful.
the day after.
Oh,
I-
really?
I just like was like trying to like type words and everything had the red squiggly lines under it. And I was like, I gotta just chill.
I cry a lot the day
Right.
after. I'm
Really?
very like emotionally in
Really?
touch.
Is
the
that a
next day.
serotonin thing where it takes all your shit like Molly does?
Maybe, but I feel good about the cry the next day. Like I feel like I'm actually
okay.
emotionally engaging with stuff that maybe
That's
I've been like
that's like
hiding
the grand
away.
finale, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not too bad. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I just read a book, but go ahead.
Oh no, sir. You know what? You said book, and fuck what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, it's gonna be
I
good.
just read a book by Terrence McKenna. Have you heard of
Oh
him?
yeah.
You know Terrence?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or he and basically argues that shrooms are like psilocybin is aliens, and it's like our
Yeah.
it's very
Hold on,
Joe Rogan
what?
DMT kind of.
There we
He's
go.
like
Kick it up a
he's
notch.
like yeah. He argues that they're. I can't really understand a lot of what he was saying. It's too smart, but he's like yeah. They're basically aliens that give us insight into different realities and different dimensions.
They're giving us the code to the universe.
Yeah.
God bless you,
And-
aliens. Thank you for that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
shrooms are the next part of our evolution. We're going inside the mind. That's what. he was
Isn't that
saying.
what? Isn't that the whole like idea behind how like essentially primates became us?
Mhm.
Like they
Yeah.
just
The
took a
Stone
bunch
They
Age
of
took
fucking-
shrooms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch
they-
out, monkeys eating shrooms.
They took shrooms and then
They
their
took shrooms,
brains
like-
got bigger. Some shit.
Some
like
people
that.
think
I don't
we
know.
used to have
oh,
like
what
a,
up, dude?
They think we used to have a bicameral mind where like you didn't know your thoughts were yourself. So you basically thought your
Right.
thoughts were coming from God
Whoa.
or some other entity. And then at some point, maybe due to shrooms, the brain kind of integrated and we started
That
to
is
realize that
true.
we have like consciousness.
You know what's
Wow.
so crazy, and this is a very shroom idea, but fuck it, let's do it. Where do ideas come from? Because you
Right.
know when you're in that like flow state and you're just like, well, what is going on? And you're just like crushing crowd work, or you're just like riffing on a pod, and it's just like you're just in that fucking.
You're in
zone.
flow.
Brains
You're in
just
flow.
pedal to the
Right.
metal.
Yeah. What is like? How come we can't always access that? And then when we do access that, what? Because you feel it. You feel yourself dropping into it, and just it's
Yeah.
like bang, bang, bang,
Well, you know,
bang,
it's
bang.
like
Stillness.
Cave of Forgotten Dreams that Werner Herzog doc. They find like the original cave paintings, like the 1st art, and then there's someone who's like an ancestor of those folks, or a what's the opposite of ancestor? But he's from that lineage, and he just starts painting on the wall, and Werner's like, "Why are you painting that?" And he's like, "I'm not painting it." He's like, "The ghost is coming through me."
What the fuck?
I'm
Yeah.
scared. Guys, I
Oh
believe in
yeah,
ghosts,
we
please don't.
never got
Yeah.
into you being all fucking ghosts and shit.
I
Floor
believe in ghosts.
13.
Whoa, fucking ghosts, man.
Let's take shrooms and go to floor 13 of hotel.
Sorry, just to interrupt. Mushrooms are illegal in California except for Oakland, Santa Cruz.
Oh,
Oakland,
okay.
and
Oakland, Santa Cruz,
You
you're
can take
safe there.
shrooms in Oakland legal. Well, I guess that's probably a very normal thing to do.
But what I'm saying is the spirit of art gets into you, and then you're a vessel for it in that moment. And maybe
Yeah.
it's because you're in a good place where you're available to it.
Yeah, or you like just start brushing your teeth with your left hand. You just open up ventricles in your brain that you never knew existed.
It's probably more what it is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what they say. It's like a source energy thing. There's like an infinite. This is like infinite intelligence and stuff. And then when
Yeah.
you find the stillness in yourself, then you allow it to flow through.
That's what
Whoa,
it is,
it's
right?
like you're beer bonging knowledge, and it's just fucking coming
Well,
through.
that is a beautiful metaphor.
yeah.
Dude, I think if everyone should think about it
plug
like
the beer
that.
bong. Plug it right
Yeah.
now.
He likes
Guys,
beer bongs
go.
for
check
knowledge.
us
Someone's going to get that tattooed on them.
Yeah.
Take a beer bong of knowledge.
I'm an
Beer
open
bong
beer bong
knowledge.
to the infinite wisdom and art of the universe. Yeah.
yeah, and like a nice scripture on the side of the ribs.
Just chugging that shit, dude. I just want to chug it down, bro.
Chugging Socrates.
Nom, 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 nom.
Socrates the one pouring the beer.
That's
Yeah, he's like,
nice,
"What
dude.
up,
Yeah,
dude?"
holding.
you just with the thought bubble. What up, dude?
Here are all my
Somebody
ideas.
probably has that already. Some form of that. Or the Greek god paintings where they're like touching hands like this and they're uniting. Somebody's got to do one of that where it's like a key.
The
holding
Sistine
Coke
Chapel
on it or
one where
something.
God and Adam are touching
yeah,
fingers.
Yeah, but
What's
they're
the
like
name of
laying
that?
down.
I don't know if it's Adam, is it?
No, it might not be.
I think Leonardo da Vinci painted it.
DiCaprio?
No, Michelangelo.
No,
for
no, you
sure.
guys don't know what fucking Ninja Turtle I'm talking about, okay?
Leo.
Okay, well, let's.
We ummed at the same time.
I think I
Dude,
know
that's
the
just
name
our
of it.
podcasting
buddy,
instincts.
we're synced, bro.
We're
The
super
same couch,
synergetic. Yeah.
same synergy.
Wait, I got something I gotta say though. Trevor, your hair.
Does it look good?
It looks the best it's ever looked.
Yeah, wow.
You've got like immense flop. Yeah.
Look
Yo,
at
your
that.
hair is in
Damn.
flow state, bro.
Yeah.
See, my hair is just in the still moment.
Are you conscious that you're at like a longer moment for it and that it's sitting very nicely?
I was on the way over here and I caught a glimpse of my reflection on a right-hand turn. I was like, this is a good day. Good
I
hair
love
day,
it. That's
you know?
awesome.
'Cause
I
it's not
love it,
always
dude.
great.
It's a great feeling.
It's not
It
always
is.
great. And let's talk about why does that happen?
Bad hair.
Bad hair?
But what is that? Your hair is always the goddamn same. Like,
Same,
So
yeah.
you shower the same, right?
Sometimes it's
And-
just,
But what is that?
it's
lot of-
when you put in the shit after. Was it too
Right.
wet? I blow dry my hair because I'm a
You
bitch.
blow dry?
I do.
Wow.
That doesn't make you a bitch, dude.
It does not
man.
make you a
Thanks, man.
bitch.
Yeah, that doesn't make
Do you blow dry hair?
No.
Makes some people a bitch though. I've seen
Oh, yeah.
one of my friends started blow. He ended up stealing my car, so I got a lot of bad will towards this guy. But he would blow dry his hair, and I was like, dude, cut that fucking shit out, man. You look ridiculous.
What if that was the A to B? He's like, this guy fucking made fun of me blow drying my hair. I'm gonna steal his fucking car.
Dude, if that's why he did it, I would actually be like, I get it now.
It's impressive.
Yeah, at the time I was just like,
yeah,
what the fuck did
I'm
you
gonna
do
blow
that,
up your
dude?
fucking radiator.
Yeah.
I think you're onto something though. I think it's the ratio between shampoo conditioner, or if like
Lot,
I
yeah.
shampoo every other day. If I have a
Ooh,
shampoo
yeah, me
day, it's a little bit more unruly. I
You
got
shampoo every day?
every other day.
Every other day.
Maybe go 2 days of that, because then it gets just too kind of dry, and then you got load on the Garnier Fructis.
Buddy,
what I'm talking about.
Garnier.
what
I
I've
got
tried?
Garnier.
I've
Yeah.
tried.
I'm a Pantene guy. Bro.
Oh, dude, I knew you were.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
knew you were.
It's cheaper at Costco.
You know what I found now?
What's up?
Air dry.
It's the best.
I air dry.
Buddy,
Oh,
air
I
dry.
was thinking about air fryers. I was like, what the fuck?
Air fryers. I'm starving. That sounds great. Air dry. It takes a little longer. I gotta ration. I gotta find an hour because
Right.
that's the max. If I can give myself an hour just for it to dry, I'll comb it, give it an hour, and then put in my stuff when my hair's completely dry, but air dry.
Right.
Then I feel like everything, because my hair's like a little curly and everything like, stays
You have
together.
gray hair. Can you flip
Yeah.
that off?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a nightmare.
That's a
now.
nice head.
Yeah,
Are you
look at
taking
that.
Propecia?
I am,
I'm taking it too.
buddy. I've been taking protein.
But you two boys don't need it, right?
I'll probably get there. I'm really insecure about hair loss because like that's like the last thing I got.
Especially
like,
if you're on camera, dude, and we're all trying to play a perpetual 25-year-old.
I just like every time I like style my hair back with like I saw audition for like 17-year-olds. Anyways, every time I like slick my hair back with a comb and I see like there like is any that's not like just like a hairline, it's like a straight bar,
Right.
any like divot in, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that? And I go to my girlfriend, I'm like, am I balding? She's like, no, you're fine. I'm like, you wouldn't fucking lie to me, right?
Dude, I have a natural. The hairline is
Widow's
Yeah.
Peak.
Widow's Peak,
Yeah.
Dude,
and my brothers have it too. But if you look, I was like looking at photos. I'm like,
am I?
I was like, what the fuck
Is the peak getting more pronounced?
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
I went to-
dude.
Are
I
you
went-
not on Propecia?
No, and I went to
What are you guys doing?
a
I don't know.
I went to a dermatologist. I'm like, am I losing any hair? She's like, no, it looks good. I was
Yeah,
like,
let me ask you a question. How the hell does she know? You're with yourself every goddamn day. And here's the thing. It's not about losing it
challenge
now,
this
buddy.
lady.
It's not about
Let's
losing
go.
it now.
Yo, she's
It's
lying
about-
to you,
Fuck
dog.
that bitch. She's lying?
She's lying to you,
Buddy,
dog.
this is what you do.
She
This is what
hates
you do.
men. She wants you to lose your hair.
Hierarchy.
She
Jordan
resents
Peterson.
your
the
pristine
perfect
condition.
cap to my weekend, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just say this. Big preacher of Propecia.
She's probably a good lady. I'm just fucking her.
Nah, fuck her, dude. I'm a big proponent of Propecia.
You start early.
Thank you.
Me too,
Because
bro. Preemptive.
You start. That's the whole thing. If you like your hair now, just start now, and then you don't have to worry about it, dude. We have too much to worry about. Last thing you want to do is worry about losing your hair.
But I got a big question for you.
Buddy, give it to me.
Dude,
what about
hit it
your
heavy.
What about your dink?
My dink is working.
That's my thing. It didn't affect my penis. I had boner
Nothing.
problems before Propecia. Same
Oh,
level of
Propecia's
boner
like, I
problems
got
after.
nothing on whatever the fuck's going down there already.
And if you read those Google reviews, they'll scare the fuck out of you because dudes are like, my
Yeah.
dick felt like a rubber attachment. You're like, well, that's about worst case scenario.
but my hairline looked great. And you're
But
like,
I
hard
talked to
trade-off.
doctors, like several doctors from different disciplines of medicine, and they were all like, they were kind of condescending. They were like, those dudes had those problems before, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it lowers.
But I'm not a doctor, and I'm not encouraging any youngster out there
Not
to take something that
financial
might affect
advice.
your dick. Yeah.
But also here's the thing, man. If you take it,
Or your soul.
If you take it and your dick stops working, then stop taking it, and you're good.
But
Does it come back?
there's scary
But
stories. where
sometimes
it
you
doesn't.
find out
Right.
in a moment where you need your dick to work. You're about
Right.
to have.
But then
the
maybe if your
sex.
dick doesn't work, you guys have a really nice conversation, you intimately connect, and that ends up being your
And
wife.
here's the thing, dude. If you just have to start
Facts.
taking Blue Chew, then fucking
That's
take
what
it.
happens every time, bro.
Right.
Oh, I take Viagra sometimes. Yeah, but now I take a good dose. I used to take enough to like kill an elephant.
Do you
Yeah.
do you always?
Is that how Dan Bilzerian had his heart attacks?
Yeah.
Of course.
That's my favorite clip. I
He
think.
didn't have it reading a
One of my
book.
favorite things you guys ever did when you went up to him outside of the Comedy Store. That clip.
Oh, I asked him if he was happy. Same
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So before,
I think he is, honestly.
I think he's wildly unhappy.
Really?
Look at how who he is and his brand.
I think he has days on and off.
Does
like
he have
everybody.
good friends?
No,
That's really what it
he
is.
has no good friends. Everyone around him gets paid. No one. He's lying to himself that people around him love him. He has no love. And what does he actually do?
Yeah.
Fucking shoot guns. Sounds great. Not great.
gets old.
Also, that's a
Old.
weekend out of the year.
That's
you go
what
to
I mean.
Vegas, you shoot some guns, you
Yeah.
drive a Lambo, whatever. You don't even have to do any of that. But that's you don't want to do that every weekend. No.
I always go, if you have a fucking
You
cake.
want to make a puzzle
you're-
with your wife.
Yeah, but you look, oh, you'll have a cake. Oh, yeah. And you eat a slice, eat two, eat three. After 4, you're like, I'm going to kill myself if I have another piece of cake.
Yeah.
Too much cake. Brazilian lives too much cake.
Yeah.
Life is better when you respect the things that bring you pleasure and
Yes.
you treat them like special things.
It's like jerking
Yeah.
off, dude. If you jerk off 19 times a day, it's terrible.
I've been there, dude.
Oh, you're looking at the guy who
I've
jerks
been there.
off.
It's so funny, dude, because Trevor, because you two are both pretty steady. You know what I mean? I don't know. I might be misperceiving.
Steady fucking
No,
or
no.
jerking off?
Steady, like in like your.
We're just not talking about that at all.
I just meant steady as a human being, like in all respects.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to read the
But
review.
then, I feel like you both have partners who are like wily in the same way too. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
You got this is the jack off couch.
This is the jack. Basically, you guys don't jack off that much, and we jack off a ton.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't know that for
we have
sure,
our
but I
throne,
know.
I would, but I got this elbow rest
Yeah.
fucking blocking my range.
Yeah, we have
Guys,
our chi on the throne.
Is this really weird? Are we the same podcast in like a different
I think there's a lot of
world?
parallels. Yeah.
But look at this. We look similar. Y'all
Hair
look
color.
similar. This
Yeah.
is crazy.
Whoa.
Right, yo, bizarro.
I think
world.
there's a formula.
Yeah,
to
that's
it.
what I was trying to say.
You got
Going
it.
deep
Every
in stiff
podcast has
socks.
one guy who doesn't jack off that much, and you have one guy who can't stop jacking off.
That's actually
Bro,
very true.
I jack off. I jack off.
which one do you guys?
Bro, I
Jack
jack
off.
off.
Which one? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Come on.
We switch. Chad jacks off more than me sometimes.
You
For
take
sure.
I do
turns.
every other night, bro.
Yeah, you guys' dick is like a stepdad. You're like, I'll be back next week, huh?
Dude,
That is true.
I had a moment. I was in Jersey.
Here we go.
Killing it. But I had a moment where I was like about to go to sleep, and I was like, all right, well, it's time to jack off. And then I had a moment where I was like, hey, man, or not.
Right.
Right.
Just go to sleep.
Lot of
like a
power in the or
fucking
not.
Adult.
Yeah.
Tease your dick a little bit. Don't give it to him every
You know
time
what
you
it
ask
is?
for it.
Because it's like my therapist will describe it like you don't want to be Pinocchio who's controlled by the strings. You know what I mean? Which is like jacking off or having to get fucked up, whatever it is. You want to be controlling the strings.
Yeah. The
So,
or not's great.
so when you don't
Yeah.
jack off, you're basically saying, "No, I'm in control of this shit."
It feels so, but then you wake up and you go, yeah, I'm in control of my life.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good
sometimes
feeling.
I'll pull up Pornhub, just browse it for a second, and then close it out just to tease my dick a little bit.
You just that's all you
I'm
do.
lying. I do that.
Oh, yeah.
No, you know that's true. You just needed a spike.
I always think I'm gonna do that. You ever tell yourself this? I'm gonna just browse. I'm gonna see what's going on.
Right. It's a
And then
dangerous
I'm
game.
I'm at the bottom of page 2, and I'm like, who am I kidding?
Thing.
You know, I just realized a lot of couples will say after shows, like, yeah, me and him binge watch your videos in bed all the
Yeah,
time.
together,
They
yeah.
probably just fucked, and then they're watching it after.
Oh,
Yeah,
of
giggling.
course.
Post nut regret
Wow.
is just watching me.
I'd love to be the
Nice.
best post nut video. Yeah, I think that's the highest
That's just a
praise you
weird
can
like
get.
type of video to like pull up immediately after you came. You're like, have you seen this White Claw video?
That's so nice though. That's
pretty cool. I like to think that people have written in and said they listen to our podcast while having sex, and I'm like, I don't know who that's
People
for.
tell us that they listen right before they go to bed.
Yeah.
We get
Us
that
too.
too, and
Yeah.
we're like, is that a backhanded
good?
compliment?
It's super backhanded, but at the same time, I'm like, you're giving them peace. That's kind of like the
Yeah.
nicest thing you can
Right.
offer.
Right.
It's
right?
funny
That is true.
because our podcast is kind of like, I don't know, it's like fucking, I'm yelling the whole time. I'm fucking.
It's loud,
It's
yeah.
loud. Your guys' podcast is like
More balanced.
does have like I love it, but it had, you know, it has like
Unless we're talking about
chill-
cum, where you fucking jacked
And then
up.
we're-
Or Jordan
yeah,
Peterson.
Yeah, someone said all podcasts are like caffeine, and this one's like a downer.
Jesus.
No, it was a good comment. I was like, yeah, it's true, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it was Xanax,
Taking Xanax
bro.
and listen, dude,
He doesn't
yeah.
love his Xanax. Yeah.
Wow.
We bring you the oxy.
I love following. Dude, I think I have better sets when I follow you because like sometimes I can be too subdued, and then when I follow you, I think your energy is so
Dude,
contagious.
that's why I love putting this guy on the road. It's
Yeah,
like,
it brings it out of me, and then I'm
the
a better
crowd-
performer.
The crowd can literally just be waking up, and they're just like the energy's out the gate, like fucking boom, and then they're in. You know,
And we talked about that too, right? You said you tried to do low energy stuff, and it didn't feel right for you.
Yeah, dude, I was trying to be Bill Burr when I was in New York for like 3 fucking years.
Low
And it was
energy
just
in New York is kind of the theme, right?
like- It's a theme, dude. It was like,
like
I was-
Todd Barry and,
dude,
like,
not that low, but I was like, hold the mic stand guy. Hey, here are my fucking theories, and it
Right.
was fine.
Right.
But once I like just like embrace like who I am, which is like just a silly, loud act out guy.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, this is fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did
And
you
it
guys? Oh, good.
I don't even know.
I was saying, did you guys ever have a phase where you felt like you were doing too much of a certain comedian?
Oh, dude, a million of those phases.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Hannibal Buress for sure. Norm Macdonald,
Yeah.
Mitch Hedberg.
Mark Maron. I try to like sit down.
Yeah.
Dude, I was actually recently thinking about that. I was like, dude, the sit down seems so nice.
And then you did
I
it
was thinking
once.
the same thing. I was like at some mics. I was like trying to do.
I
a little bit of
remember that.
It's almost
Oh,
like you go to
yeah,
the,
I remember the sit down.
That's
you.
funny, you go to
Was I wearing
mic-
the boots then?
the boots,
Dude,
boots and sit down.
Dude, that was a big
Dude, are you
moment. for
Arnold
me. I was really
Schwarzenegger? That's
experimenting.
amazing,
Yeah.
dude. That's
I don't remember. I remember the boots, but I don't remember the boots in the sit down. But I remember certain sets where you. I don't know if you were starting or in the middle, whatever. But I remember the sit down you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't mind this.
you know what's funny
Really?
is like
But
going
I've never
to
done it in
a
a show.
Yeah, you go to a mic not to get better on your material, but to like get comfortable in the chair. You know, You're
Right,
like, I'm gonna
right.
feel it out before I bust it out on stage.
I definitely,
Right.
I definitely prefer you standing. There's
Yeah.
that thing that you do and you're like, what up, dude? Like
Oh,
you
right.
walk straight. Like you need that's a standing
I
move.
like to pace a little.
Yeah.
I'm a big pace guy. My
Yeah.
left hand is always doing something. Like I'm talking, it's always doing something.
That's the worst to
Yeah.
watch video of yourself, and you're like fucking with the mics, all these nervous
yeah.
ticks, and you're
Yeah.
like, what am I doing? Like I like listening to audio myself because you're just kind of evaluating the material. But then when you watch video, you just scrutinize too much. I'm
Yo,
just like,
yeah. Have you guys ever worn shorts on stage?
Yeah.
I just ask, how do you feel about it? Power
Dude, I've
mover?
done flip flops and shorts.
I feel like in this day and age, you can kind of just do it.
Yeah.
Dude, I also think it's like there's an old religious story that people thought the devil was in this tree, so no one ever fucked with the tree. And then some pastor just went up there with an axe,
Yeah.
and just
And just
swung
did it.
into it and was like, "Look, we're all just like believing in nothing." And so like coming up, so many comedians were like, "Here's the rules: you can't wear
Yeah,
shorts,
yeah.
you can't wear sandals." And I was like, "I think you're wasting your time." Being
doesn't matter.
Yeah, contained by those
doesn't
things.
matter.
Just be you, and that's
You
going to
can
help you out
literally
the
do
most.
anything you want, just as long
Exactly.
as you're funny.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
And then I almost like coming at it from a deficit where like people are like, fuck this guy. And then you're like, oh, but now I get to win you over.
Right.
And that's almost more fun than
Well, it also fits into
just
your
wearing
vibe.
the right outfit.
You know, it fits your guys' vibe. So if you're
Yeah.
in board shorts, I'd be like, oh, I get it. You know, it's like,
Right.
this fits the material.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I could do board shorts and flip flops. Just like what I do on stage.
I actually did it once, but it
That
was a
would be
show
funny,
at a
though.
beach, and I didn't mind it. But it was like Santa Monica, but it was like a late-ish, so I had a hoodie and then board shorts on.
Yeah.
It's kind of a vibe. I was
That's
like, I'm
cool.
warm, but I'm chill.
Yeah,
It would be funny to see you with board shorts and
but like funny in like a not in like an ironic like what is this guy doing?
I would just be like, oh, he's
Just like-
uncomfortable.
Just,
You know?
just at the improv in like November, they're like, it's not even hot out.
Yeah,
Dude, I
yeah.
also just do too many act outs. I'll lose flip flops. I
Right.
need
Dicks flipping around everywhere.
Yeah, dude, I
They'd
need like
fly off.
there was a
Flip flops.
You know what I'm doing recently, which I didn't. Maybe I've always done it, but I'm like being conscious of me doing it. I tie my shoes tighter, like I'm gonna
Yeah.
go fight someone when I like before I
Right.
go on
Yeah, you
stage
wanna be
because I
poised.
just move around a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
So I just remember it was where were we just?
Des Moines?
Wait, we're just in Des Moines. It was one of those shows, and I was like talking to the host, and I was like tying my shoes like tight,
Gearing up.
And I'm like, what am I gonna play a basketball game? What the fuck am I
Yeah.
doing?
I've
But it-
stretched before shows.
Oh,
though.
I stretch every single
For sure.
time
I move
before
around
show.
a lot. I'll
Yeah.
do push-ups and shit.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You just don't want to burn too much energy.
Yeah.
Can we
I'm,
keep
I'm
going
a
on
big
with this-
impression, guys. So
Can we
that
keep
means a
going with this
lot.
happiness thing? Because I fucking love this.
You're up. Yeah.
Oh my god, hold on. No,
Are
I'm
you
not.
happy? Yeah.
How is it my turn?
On the spot.
Because we
Are
did
you
these
happy?
two. That's you, bro.
Oh, all right. Am I happy? I think presently I am. Yes.
Nice.
Like in this moment.
In this moment,
You're
I
having
am,
fun with us.
I am having fun.
It's a
in
yes
this
or no
moment.
question on like the fill-out exam. It's like
Yes,
or-
I am.
There it is.
I am.
We're in.
Let's go.
And I think
One for Blau.
that's exactly what you said, right? What you just said. It's like I don't think if you try to evaluate too broadly, it trips you up. It's like right now. Am I happy? Fuck yeah. I'm hanging out with really good friends. We're riffing. We're fucking around. Right now, I'm ecstatic. This is great.
That's what's up.
Hell yeah.
You? Happy?
I'm happy.
I love it.
I'm also a little contrarian. Like, I'm afraid of flying, but if other people on the plane are more afraid of flying than I am, I chill out.
There you go.
So I think because Chad had a rough weekend, I was like, oh, I think I have to be the happy one today. Yeah.
Okay. I
If
like
that
that.
makes sense.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a yin and yang.
Yeah, of course. Because if I was like, I'm also bummed out, to be like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I do a lot though? When people
I appreciate that. I appreciate you taking
No,
that.
for sure, of course. I think it's instinctive. Yeah.
when I do a lot, which is I don't know, I think it's a benefit, but also it drags me down a lot. If people like ask me for advice, whatever, I sort of like take on their feelings. So if they're asking me for like breakup advice or whatever fucking advice, then I'm like, I leave it being like bummed because I'm like, oh fuck, I got broken up with too, and I'm like, oh shit, that wasn't me.
No, yeah, I have that
Right.
too. I can be so empathetic to people that sometimes I'll realize like I'm listening to them and I'm like, oh, I got to be careful. Like, I don't know. And then you feel bad because you're like, well, I don't want to shut someone down
Yeah.
for feeling how they feel. But you are like, I have to kind of protect how I'm feeling
Yeah,
as
dude,
well.
because I'll take it on. Like, there's certain green rooms that I won't walk into because I'm like, everyone in here is negative as shit, and I'll leave this
Yeah.
green room feeling. First of all, I won't do well, and I'll leave this green room being like, oh fuck, I didn't get that Netflix job, and I go, no, I didn't even want that. I'm not
You
that
don't want to
person.
think you have so many other
Right.
things. Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
just
is
like,
interesting. Yeah.
dude, there was we won't give specific. There was a show a while ago. where-
Dox them. What is it?
There was a show a while ago that we were doing, and this was probably like a year ago, but there was a host that was like just incredibly negative, and both of us never chilled in the green room. We literally just went to our fucking hotel because I
Right.
couldn't. It would like bummed us
Yeah.
out.
No, dude,
That's
we
huge.
we did someone's podcast a couple
Energy's
years
big.
ago,
Oh, yeah.
and he was so negative and
On his own podcast?
on his own
Oh.
pod.
Is it a big pod?
Yeah, but then like
It's
Joe Rogan. Yeah, we called each other afterwards on the drive home, and I was
Yeah.
like, hey, Chad was like, hey, are you sad? I was like, I'm super sad. Are you sad? He's like, yeah, and we were like, that was the worst thing we've ever done.
Yeah, just,
yeah.
sometimes you're talking to somebody and you're like 5 minutes in and it's getting dark quick and you're like, I need to find a way to naturally not put this guy in an even worse place, but get out of this conversation on a good note. And like,
Right. And it's a self-awareness thing because I've got no problem if someone feels that way. But if he would have just
Right,
been
right,
able to be
right.
like, hey guys, I'm sorry I'm being negative. I would have been like, oh, we're
Yeah.
good. But like,
yeah.
because
But
I've had those moments with people where I've been like,
But if it's
I just look what I did to them, I see their face just change.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you fuck.
But if this is my
like
boy,
how I cut you
like-
off there. Yeah.
Oh, I'm saying this is my boy. I'm gonna help you out for sure. But like,
Yeah.
it's like somebody who like you just met and they're like spewing at you. You're like, I even as your new friend, I don't even know how to help you here.
Right.
Well, in this instance, too, on that podcast, his energy was just like, it was off. You know, it wasn't that he's saying really negative things, but just in general.
Yeah.
It's like he's one of those guys where it's like when you're around him, I feel like kind of no matter what, I personally, I'm just sort of like, I'm like, there's just something not right here.
Dude, all of those people, I made a conscious decision maybe like 2 years ago where I was like, I'm done with all of those people.
Yeah.
I do not. Those type of people still call me, still text me, and I will not hang out with them.
Yeah.
Even if they're having like a good day, I'm just done.
Yeah.
Because I don't want that. This sounds fucked up, but I guess you guys understand. Like, I don't want that on me.
Yeah.
No, dude, I made a conscious decision too. I think when I was in my 20s, I was only interested in like people who were interesting. I was like if someone was crazy and was always getting into trouble,
Yeah.
but they were intelligent in a way that was different than me and that I kind of envied. I was like, oh, well, that's just part of it. But now I'm just more attracted to healthy people.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, the other stuff just comes with too much turmoil, and I was like, it's just not worth it.
Yeah, and the turmoil like
Yeah.
like affects me. Like all of a sudden, like if they're in turmoil, then I leave it. Then I'm like freaking. It's just like, no, man. I literally surround myself with like people who like Trev, like you guys, who are just obviously we all have bad days, man,
But are solid.
but are
Yeah.
solid, and like
Yeah.
even how you guys emote your bad days is I don't even want to say positive, but it's not. It's just not dark.
It's constructive.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's not like
Right.
just overbearing dark energy consistently. It's like even when you're having a bad day, even you were explaining like your weekend, and
Yeah.
it's like it's not like yeah, man, fucking like this dark energy. It's
Yeah.
like I was feeling bad. And
Well,
this
you
is
also
why.
don't feel bad because sometimes you talk to somebody, try to cheer them up for a while, and just everything you do doesn't help, and then you're like,
Yes.
now I'm just throwing I'm just adding more to this, and then you're like,
Right.
nothing I can do can help you. But it's like if I talk to you and I know you're having a bad day, and I see you start to come to life, I'm gonna keep giving in because I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
So there's hope at the end of the tunnel. But some people are just like, no matter what you say, they're just like, meh, 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 and you're like,
or
I don't.
you say all this stuff and they go, dude, totally, and they never do it.
Right.
Right.
And I'm like, I just can't give an advice to someone who's just not listening.
I struggle with that too, because then I'm like, okay, so do you accept someone for who they are and not for who you want them to be, or do you also, if they can't get to where you think they should be, is it okay to take space and distance and be like, I guess we're just not
I
simpatico?
didn't think so like maybe 6-7 years ago, but we just don't vibe and I'm done.
Yeah.
I
Right.
don't this shit we have limited time, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just feel bad because you feel like in their mind they probably know why you're doing it, and then you feel like you've judged them as you're like inherently in a better position than them. And
Yes, but
I worry about that a lot.
but yes,
Yeah.
also, and this is not to be fucked up, you're not that important.
Right. No, that's the best way to think. That doesn't.
It-
That's
it
good.
just- you know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
people. I think people are like, oh, this person, blah. They haven't thought about it.
Right.
And if they have, they thought about it 1% of the 100%. Of
Right.
And
Yeah.
usually those type of people actually more often than not don't think about you.
Yeah, because that's
Right.
true. Because I don't think I've ever noticed. I'm sure people have done that to me, and I don't think I've noticed.
Never.
Or given it much second thought.
Nope.
Yeah.
Because-
that's comforting.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that. Like kind of like you're a piece of shit. You don't mean nothing as like
Yeah.
a solution.
Yeah.
Like one time I was like, I wanted to get back together with this girl, and my dad was like, yeah, get back together with her. I was like, yeah, but her parents don't like me. And my dad just went, nobody's parents are gonna like you. I was like, but I instantly felt better. I was like, yeah, just let go of that entire thing.
Yeah.
It's
as,
like what you're saying on the flight. It's like when
Yeah.
other people are also scared. You're like, there's a commonality there.
Right.
So you're like,
Yeah.
Oh, no parents. Like,
Yeah, just fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Do you guys want to take a break for a second? Then we'll answer some listeners' questions.
Let's do it.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
gonna take a tinkle.
Yeah.
This has been so fun, guys.
Yeah, this is great.
What's up, dudes? I'm interrupting this podcast so you know once again we will be at the Irvine Improv this Friday. Come check us out if you want to see us live. We're also brought to you by the legends at Rumple. Rumple is on a mission to introduce the world to better blankets. So, on a surf and ski trip throughout California, Rumple's founders found themselves stuck in the back of their van in sub-zero temperatures. They were chugging whiskey and trying to keep warm, and they had this epic idea: the sleeping bag blanket. What? Yes. And now they're sharing this discovery with the world and also helping the environment. So these blankets are the Rumple Original Puffy Blanket. It's made with the same materials found in premium outdoor gear and activewear. It's built for everywhere. You can take it on the beach, music festival, chilling at home. It's built to keep you warm and cozy. And guys, I've been using Rumple. I've been going on camping trips, staying warm at the beach. If I'm, have a nice date, I'll go on the couch, rumple it up, stay warm with the lady. It's very nice for that. So it's good for snuggling, it's good for cuddling, it's good for staying warm, and you're helping the environment because they're made with sustainable materials. Each blanket is made from 60 discarded plastic bottles. What? Yeah. And they even donate 1% of their revenue to beach-friendly nonprofits like Save the Waves. They're legends. So, get Rumple today. Get the original puffy blanket. Do not muck around. Go to rumple.com. Enter code D15 for 15% off your first order. They're water-resistant and packable into their own stuffed sack. They're unlike any other blanket on the market, so get them today. Rumple.com. Enter code D15 for 15% off your first order. That's Rumple, RUMPL.com with code D15 for 15% off your first order. We're also brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our trims pure, for looking after our hogs. Manscaped is starting to open. The world is starting to open, and the Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped is here to help you get ready. Inside you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0. That's right, the 4.0. The Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, the Performance Boxer Briefs, and the Shed travel bag. Guys, I trimmed my pubes this weekend, and I pubed my trims this weekend, and they look so nice. I feel so free, so aerodynamic. It's always just a great experience with Manscaped too, because it's just like a nice trimmer. So you just no worries when you're getting into your pubal region. You're just sort of like, it feels good, honestly. So I'd highly recommend doing it. Get the 4.0. I mean, you can see your pubes in high def with their light, 7,000 RPM motor. Michael Phelps. The trimmer's waterproof too. So Michael Phelps, he's drooling at the thoughts of that. He wants to trim his pubes while he's doing the 100 free. The Weed Whacker, also waterproof, gets in your nose. Got to get those nose hair. And you got the boxers and the Shed travel bags. So get 20% off plus free shipping with the code GODEEP20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code GODEEP20 at manscaped.com. Achieve pubic glory this year with Manscaped. Finally, we are brought to you by the legends at Helix Beer Bongs. Guys, check out Helix Beer Bongs at shopcgd.com if you're looking to take your chugging to the next level. Helix Beer Bongs, shopcgd.com. All right, back to the show.
I love how we're just doing this podcast with the game in front of us.
No, dude, so I tried to do a joke about that where I was like, I just posted on my story, I was like, oh, and the whole reason I bought it was for the joke. I was like, just got this book, thanks for the rec, Dad. Tons of huge insights in it. Everyone took it seriously. And everyone was like, hey, I think that book might be a little outdated. Or like, yeah, it's a compelling read, but like, I don't know if, like, and I was like, I didn't get any ha, so I just deleted it. I was like, no one's getting it. Like, everyone just took me as being serious.
Like, how the hell?
I know, I'm like, it's like, obviously, I did read it when I was like a teenager, you know what I mean? I'm like, I thought all of that would just be understood.
What was the book again?
The Game.
Oh,
the one about,
yeah, those are funny. I mean, I also just think, like, people like us, me personally, I think you guys have this too, I literally only post things that are comedic. Right. I'm never serious on there. So
I'm serious a lot, actually, so maybe that's
really?
why.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And that's actually a good point. That's probably why they didn't get it. But I was like, it's The Game, and I said my dad gave it to me. Like,
I could also see your dad giving it to you. I've never met your dad, but after meeting him,
100%.
Yeah. The Game is such a funny, like.
Did you hear that?
Dude is such a trick.
The mystery or the writer?
Mystery.
Yeah.
Are we back in?
Do you know what? I went out with someone who spent time with a pickup artist.
My phone.
I think I mentioned this on the last podcast, but I spent time with a girl who hung out with pickup artists because she was like casting it for a show or something.
Yeah,
and she said a lot of those guys. Yeah, right. No, I do think she was interested in getting the psychological like tricks.
Uh-huh.
But she said that a lot of those pickup artists now don't even sleep with the women. For them, it's just like getting better at the craft of picking up women. So they're
just in it for the reps, dude.
They just go out there and they're like, oh, so this works and this doesn't work, and like maybe this technique is more efficient.
But what's their definition of picking up? Like getting someone's phone number?
I guess, or like having at least like getting some indicator that she would be willing to have sex with you or something.
Yeah, but I wonder what that means
I watched.
to these losers.
Do you guys know
what I mean?
Andrew Callahan? He did All Gas No Breaks.
Yeah,
He
for
does-
sure.
He does Channel 5 now. He just posted a video where he's like with a guy in Vegas who's a pickup artist, and he's like just his look is crazy. It's called peacocking, where you like have a crazy mohawk with a bunch of different colors, so you draw attention in the crowd. You're literally peacocking.
Right.
And he follows him around. This guy says he's like made out with like 5,000 women in his life. and the way he edited it is really funny. He'll be like talking to a bunch of guys being like, this is how you make out with girls and this is how you're successful. And then it cuts to him on the street like striking out with a girl.
Yeah.
And then the girl's like, so what's your next move? He's like, this. And he goes like, make out with the girl. And she's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And it's just, he edited it really funny to make it look like he just doesn't pull. But it is very interesting because I remember watching, my friend reminds me of this guy, Mystery. Like he like in like high school like looked up to him. And I remember watching those videos and like, these guys are so... They have like swim goggles on and then like a fedora that's cut in half, and they're like, "It's called peacocking, you pussies." And you're like,
Yeah.
No, you're a loser.
Right.
I don't. Every one of these dudes are losers. Like even that guy's like, I made it with 5,000 women. Hey, congrats.
Right.
Made
Yeah.
out. What does that even mean?
Well, it's not
Right.
supposed to be the purpose of your life. It's supposed to be a byproduct
It's also
of like
just, like-
living a good life.
yeah, it's so funny to like make out with a girl and take a clicker and like hit like a number. You know how they click on
Right.
people at like baseball games?
Yeah.
They're like 4,393.
But that's what, dude,
But
when
that
people.
shouldn't be a click.
All right, sup, fellas. Huge fan of the pod and think you guys offer very sage advice as well as some good perspective on life. I just graduated college and have been seeing this girl that I'm pretty into. We have a little bit of a history and she has for sure burned me in the past, but things have been going really well with us recently and we weren't dating yet, but it was definitely on the horizon. Recently went to a grad party for a different girl I used to hook up with and we ended up making out at the end of the night. I feel really bummed out about it and told the girl that I was really into seeing about what happened because I felt that it was best to be honest and for her to hear it from me. Now she is pretty mad at me and the relationship is probably finito. I don't really think I was going to end up with this girl in the end, and I think I put a lot of pressure on myself to find my soulmate, which causes me to think I'm wasting my time by seeing people that I might not end up with in the end. I think this is why I jeopardized a potential GF for a casual hookup. Now I'm worried that if I do find my soulmate, I'm going to ruin it by doing something stupid. And I'm also wondering, what if I find my person, but just didn't know until I gave an actual relationship a chance? How do I balance searching for my true love while also enjoying time spent with the people who are good for me right now? Thanks, fellas.
It's a very deep question.
Can I jump in here?
Yeah, baby, go. Both feet.
Let's go. I do think. What's his name? Or can we not say names?
We'll just keep it
say him.
anonymous,
Yeah, cool.
yeah.
I do think that you sabotage this. Do I think that this is going to become a pattern? No. Do I think that you sabotage this because you said that she burned you in the past, right? So it's a very scary proposition to just jump in with a girl who you already have like a pre-existing thing that she already burned you. So I do think that you on some level sabotage this. But this is just a very specific isolated incident. I don't think you should be worried. Perfect time so I can keep up on it.
People love it, dude.
But I keep ruining my flow because I'm being stupid. But yeah, I do not think this is a pattern, especially because now you're aware of it. Yeah, so that's
I was
that's
thinking
my
it's
thoughts.
just you're just learning, trial and error, baby. That's the Lord guiding you. It's the Lord testing you. Yeah, I mean, dude, it's like he just graduated college. It's 22. You got time, my man.
He's put I think he's putting way too much pressure on himself.
Oh, yeah.
like
So much,
You're
dude.
grading yourself so harshly. Like you did a very basic mistake, and obviously you weren't even at a time yet of like full commitment. You said she had burned you too, so I mean, I'm not saying it's ideal. Like you want to be loyal to the people you're pursuing, but I don't know, man. I think you're going to be fine. I think this is, like you said, it's just trial and error for
Yeah,
a
it's
while
hard in
until
the
you figure
time
it out.
to. Yeah, it's too hard to wrap yourself around. Like when you're like, this is the girl, this is the girl. It's like you should just feel it. You don't have to tell yourself that.
Yeah. And then also being like, I'm going to self-sabotage in the future. I'm like, I think you're just fixating on like what the worst case scenario could be, but you seem like a solid person. I think chances are when you meet the person, you're going to do the right thing.
Dude, I also think that you're like not giving yourself enough credit, man, because like what you did by telling her, I think that's an incredibly adult thing, and normal 22-year-olds would not even do that. And you sound very self-aware, so I think you're going to be fine.
Totally.
Yeah, dude. You'll be 28 looking back on that and be like, what the hell was I wearing?
What was I
about?
tripping
But
out on?
it's like what we were saying with stand-up too. It's like enjoy the process. You know, this is part
Yeah,
of the
dude,
ride.
squeeze
you
it
know?
back to
Yeah.
our-
You're fresh out of college, man.
Yeah,
Get some
yeah.
hoe years in, dabble around,
Yeah, you're learning.
feel it out. If it
Trial
ever feels
and error.
forced, trial and error.
I love this guy.
Great question.
Sup, lads. Sorry if this is a tad long. I'm a 24-year-old dude that just got out of a 5-year relationship. The relationship ended super well and we were still best friends. Long distance ain't working. Anyways, I recently dropped 15 kgs and been hitting the gym hard, so the stoke levels are high. The ladies when I'm out partying are giving me all the signs, but I just can't seal the deal. I don't want to be that creepy guy, so I only get somewhere if they are forward with me. I'm also fresh as to meeting girls. I've only sleeping with one other girl and kissing maybe 10 chicks.
At the same time or total in his life?
I think total.
I think totally.
Oh, I thought he was like, I'm banging a girl right now and then still get to kiss 10 chicks. I was like, I don't see the problem here.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot.
Yeah, right.
It's been a year out of this relationship, but I get so nervous when it gets close to getting down to business that I can't perform. I can't set my tent up, if you know what I mean. I just don't want
Penis.
to be hurting people's feelings or make them uncomfortable. I keep myself up at night repeating awkward situations over and over in my head. How do you boys get over awkward situations and anxiety it causes? Also, what are your go-to conversation pieces when talking to the ladies to keep the chat fresh? Thanks, dudes from Aladdin, New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Okay.
Fire away.
Yeah. Anybody.
I think it's very similar to what I was saying to JT, that you're not that important.
Jesus.
Meaning. That's right. Meaning, I'm gonna keep going. What if I just stop there? That's all I got, guys. Meaning that, like,
I think
you
you're
think
right.
all these situations are hyper awkward. You think that that she goes home and she's like, oh my god, what a fucking idiot, he did it. Blah 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 blah. I'm telling you, more often than not, they don't even remember and they don't care. So you overthinking all this is creating this like impression of what actually happened, and her taking that and her like blowing it up, and 9 times out of 10 she doesn't even care. So I think that you can alleviate all this pressure by understanding that that people generally don't. I don't want to say don't care, but like it's everyone's just
Life
so
moves
self.
on type
Yeah,
of thing.
everyone is so self-involved, man. I think that you thinking that that the girl's taking that situation home and freaking out about it. I don't. That's not reality.
Yeah, look, I literally one time put my penis in and came instantly.
Yeah.
And I don't think that she thinks about it too much. There's probably a couple
No.
days out of the year she does, but I mean, I'm telling you, I rang the doorbell and then fucking nutted.
Yeah.
And I
came
thought
in my
about
pants before they were even off.
yeah, but she doesn't know that.
Oh, you don't think? Because there was a gigantic stain on my goddamn Levi's.
And the vibe changed completely. You were like, hey.
post nut, yeah. And then he had to do
post-nut
stand up
was
after.
really
Yeah. And especially because I was like, so she knew.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's all coming is a mindset.
I like how you
Let's just
come.
say
That's
that,
cute.
right? Coming's a mindset. So
Yeah.
if you tell yourself you're gonna come quick, you're gonna come quick. But if you're like focused, don't get out, boom, you're in. It's all about just being in control of your own body. So he's saying I think he gets so in his head he can't get it rocked up. I feel that, man. I've been in that position before where I'm so in my head, my little ding dang is like we're not working today.
Right.
Too much stress.
On top of that, too, in terms of like, he said he's worried about being creepy. I think if you're worried about being creepy, you're probably not creepy.
Yeah. All right, you ready for yeah. Chad, who's your beef of the week? Did you guys do all this shit? Did you guys do your beefs, babes, and legends?
He texted me this before. So you say your beefs, your babes, and your
You have a
legends.
beef of the week, a babe of the week, and a legend of the week. And
Is
then we
it
do a quote of
consecutive?
the week and a phrase of the week.
Oh, I didn't get any of this, but I'll figure it out.
But do your quick. You
Is
got
it
this,
like
bro.
all the way around and the next one, or is it like bop 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 bop?
No, it's one at a time.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll have time to think.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Google.
Dude, get your Google out. We're always on our phones during this bit, so it's all gravy. For you.
There we
Yeah.
go. And if they're listening this far, they're true, nice people.
That's true.
Not to say that they're the people.
No, everybody else checks out, bro.
Look, I fell asleep 12 minutes in. Sorry.
I have some new Grom beef. You know, sometimes I beef with Groms.
Of course, yeah.
There's a new Grom out at Joe's in Malibu, Caden.
Oh, fuck. Is a Grom like a non-local surfer?
No, it's like younger. So, you know, Caden's probably like 14.
Caden's like a type of person?
Yeah, it's his name.
Oh, it's a person.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, his name is Caden. And he burned me at Joe's and then called me a bitch. And,
Whoa.
you know, I was having a rough weekend, and then you just get burned by a Grom like that, and then just called a bitch. You know, that's.
What'd you retort?
I was like, so just like.
So meta. You're like,
I was so in my own dome. I was like, you're right.
I cried this weekend.
Yeah.
As
I was
he
like, you're
rides
right.
off.
I am a bitch. I'm
Damn.
a fucking bitch.
That's how you know you needed that hit of the jewel after that. You went to the parking lot and you're like, I can buy one of these, you bitch.
Yeah.
And he pulls out 4 and you're like, fuck.
I was like, Caden, why'd you have to be so accurate? But you're going to be my beef of the week.
He probably did that because he wanted to be beef of the week and he's a fan of the podcast.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're my beef, Caden. Congrats. You won, dude. Good for
Nice,
you.
Damn.
But
Yeah,
did he
I'll see you
win
next
because-
weekend when I'm feeling better? Bitch.
Did he win because he sounds like a very unhappy person, so he didn't win, dude.
He's also 14.
Right.
He's just immature as a person.
Yeah.
He's not gonna win.
But if
Dude,
you're not
thank you,
lucky,
man.
he might not progress past where he's at.
Right.
Yeah, I think this is good. This will open him up and give him some more awareness.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Appreciate it, dude.
I'll do my beef next, so you
Please,
guys got some
please,
time.
please.
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
My
trying to
beef
think.
of the week is with the narrator from Too Hot to Handle. Too Hot to Handle is probably the best show on any platform. It's on Netflix, and it's just they get these really hot people together, and they're not allowed to hook up. And then they all invariably hook up. But the idea for the show is that these people who are so obsessed with hooking up will learn to find something deeper. It's a great idea for a show. I love watching hot people learn lessons. It's like my favorite thing in the world. But the narrator is like super sarcastic and always makes fun of what the characters say or the leads on the show say. And I'm like, yeah, it's real easy to do that when you're in the editing room, but these people are in the moment living. And then sometimes she'll even make fun of what they say when it's not dumb. And I don't like this new narrator concept. And to me, the narrator is supposed to be omniscient, but they're not supposed to have like
Agency.
yeah, they're not supposed to be like commenting on like who the characters are and how we should feel about them. Like, why are you disrespecting these people? I don't think they're that dumb. I think they're really hot and they have a lot of access to things that has maybe, made their values not what everyone thinks is ideal. But to me, they're all rock solid individuals. So stop talking shit about them because I'm on board.
Right.
And I just don't like the whole tone from a narrator talking down to the characters. No, thank you, dude.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're either eye level with the characters or you're not on the narration kick. So I don't know. I don't like it.
Is it the same from the first season?
It's the same one.
Yeah.
It's like,
I was never a fan.
yeah, and then it's like I don't know. It's just like a little like feels like someone's like tweeting about the show or something like
Yeah.
that. Like Morgan Freeman would never.
Yeah. Well, it would,
Morgan Freeman would never. He would elevate the whole thing.
Brings it up.
well, it would be way funnier if they didn't have a narrator like being like, and here's what's funny about this situation.
Exactly.
I'm like, I don't even think that was funny.
Totally.
I thought that was a raw emotional moment.
And it just makes the whole thing feel too edited and too scripted. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, let it breathe a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let these wonderful people interact. It's enough. We
Yeah.
don't need this like, I don't know, low hanging fruit commentary.
Totally.
So sorry. Look, the lady who does the narration, I'm sure you're a great person. I'm sure it's not all you who's responsible for it, but I got to say, I fucking hate it. Yeah. That's my beef.
Good beef.
Way to go, dude.
Who's your beef of the week, Blaustein?
I'll tell you guys. You guys ever hear about an airline called JetBlue?
Used to be the best.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Let me tell you something, guys. If you, JetBlue is listening,
Worse than our experience?
Oh yeah.
Because I was gonna say my beef of the week was United.
Oh well, my beef of the week is
They
with
suck too,
fucking
bro.
Yeah.
Jet.
Go yours. I generally like JetBlue, but that's not my beef. So go ahead.
Oh, they don't. They might. Not, this is my specific beef. You might love them, but I fucking
Yeah,
hate them, and I'll
go
tell you
ahead.
why, guys.
I'm not cut off the beef.
2 days ago, I was in Newark Airport for wait for it, drum roll, 14 hours.
Whoa.
Jesus.
14 hours, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
Newark Airport. I don't know if anyone has traveled recently, but I don't. For the Newark Airport looked like it was like Thanksgiving Eve. It was packed out, and JetBlue was giving us no info. We got there, and they're like, okay, it's going to be delayed till 12. And we're like, okay, no info.
What time was it? Were you supposed to?
7
take
in the
off?
morning.
12, like noon or night?
Noon. That was the first delay.
Yeah.
First delay.
They tease you.
First delay. Then I wait in line. There's a line of like maybe 65 people to talk to customer service. I called JetBlue. They had the audacity to be like, "You will be on hold for 317 minutes."
What?
They said 317
You gotta do
minutes.
math.
They did the minutes version?
They did the
Yeah.
minutes.
Why not
That's
just give you
to
the
scare
second?
you.
You're going to be on here for 90,000
Just hang
seconds.
up on me. But
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
to scare you. That's to do what you just did. You hang up on me. You go, fuck. I don't want
And
to.
they-
They
stop.
do
Maybe,
that. So much
maybe.
of their system is just to like fatigue you.
Yeah, it's probably 13
Yeah, in
minutes.
customer service. I mean.
Dude, so I fucking immediately hung up and then waited in
They
line
got
and then I go, all right, and then I finally got to the end and or at the beginning I was like, okay, what's actually happening? And they go, oh, we don't have any pilots. Well, find some. You're a goddamn airline.
How do you not have pilots? Isn't
don't-
that like the first thing you account
But
for?
it's like going to McDonald's and then like, oh yeah, we have no burgers. Well, have some, get some because it's a fucking
They have
job.
pilots?
Especially in
No
Newark.
pilots.
Newark's such a big. If it was somewhere really small like Chattanooga, you'd be like, cool, I get it. But like Newark,
Pilots are a
Newark.
dime a dozen.
Find some goddamn pilots. And then I'm like raging up. I'm like, fuck it, man, what am I gonna do? Whatever. Then I get another email from JetBlue. Hey man, gonna be delayed till 5 p.m. Huh? 5 p.m. I'm losing my mind, waiting in line again, still no pilots, and then I'm like, well, I can't do anything. So then I go on goddamn, Orbitz, whatever, try to find another flight. No flights, 0. And the only other flight was from JFK, and it was like it would leave at like 3 p.m. instead of 5 p.m. I'm like, I'm not spending $700 for a 2-hour difference. Fuck it, or whatever. So I stayed, do work, whatever. Delayed again till 7 p.m.
The ball farther and farther away from the hole.
7 p.m. and then another delay till 8 p.m. I was losing my fucking mind. You know what JetBlue was doing to help us through it? Giving us Triscuits.
Wow.
The worst cracker in the world.
Triscuits and just mini bottles of water. No.
That's it?
If you delay my flight, dude, you better give me hookers. That's it.
Or steak and surf and turf.
Thank you.
Surf and turf.
And you walk around to
Yeah.
everyone and say, how do you want your steak cooked?
Or a room to jack off.
I think you can.
Those, if you know,
Those
the
exist,
tip
yeah.
rooms. What would you say?
Oh, my
Those
bad.
exist. Yeah, bathroom.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
bathroom.
Yeah, it's just
bathroom.
any room.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Yeah. Well, honestly, anywhere.
Well,
if you
I
wanna go
think,
to
I think maybe it's
Yeah.
more like the encouragement. Like, you
Well,
can go jack
the
off.
stewardess is like, I got you.
Yeah, or you know what I was thinking?
That's
Honestly,
hot.
honestly, I was thinking you could give everyone
he.
massages. Give everyone. Don't go around and give massages, but like there's a spa massage place there, whatever. Just be like, you guys get free massages. I know you're gonna be for
300
12
people
hours.
at the massage parlor though.
But in the massage, you get jacked off.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go. So that's my beef of the
Rub and
week.
tug.
I finally got. You know how we got pilots? There was a flight that was just canceled or something from JFK. They had to fly a plane from JFK to Newark. I don't know if you guys know where that is. It took them 7 minutes to fly there. It's so
Yeah.
goddamn close. And they had to fly another plane, pilots, whatever. I was flipping out.
Dude, we were talking about this. It's because the demand right now, everyone wants to travel,
Yeah.
but none of these companies were ready to be like fully open.
Same
yet.
as restaurants.
And so they have the infrastructure across the country in every respect. So like I was at the airport, ATM machine was out of service. They didn't.
ATM machines are
Yeah.
out.
I couldn't
Like,
check
you guys
my
weren't even
bag.
affected by COVID, you idiot.
I couldn't check my bag because I was too early. They're like, we don't have the infrastructure to check your bag now. I
You know
was
what's
like,
funny is you can say the word infrastructure and I can't challenge it. Like, our infrastructure can't handle
It's just
it. I'm
everything.
like, I don't know what to tell
and
you.
dude, I was telling you, I was at
It's
McCarran
great.
Airport. I let my buddy take my phone charger because we couldn't agree on whose it was.
Right.
I'm like, I'll be at the airport. They were out of phone chargers at the
Yeah.
entire airport.
Dude,
All of
everybody's
McCarran
out
was
of everything.
The country was just like, we're kind of in a moment right now where we're like, I'm
Dude,
noticing like things are kind of falling
I was at
apart.
LAX
Yeah.
and they had a vending machine. The only drink that was open, there was rows and rows and rows. The only thing that was open was just Bang Energy. And I was like, that's how you know this company, this
Right.
country is just crumbling. When all you have is Bang Energy. There's like a 7-year-old. He's like, oh, fuck.
Ubers are taking 9 hours now.
Ubers are so goddamn expensive right now.
People don't want to work right now. Is that?
Well, that's the thing, because like we're open, let's go get fucked up and lick HPV off a popsicle. So they're just running around town trying to party, but it's like nobody wants to work. They're like,
is it because of the unemployment? They're like just cruise on the unemployment.
I think it's a little bit of that. I also think it's like instead of like
It is.
earlier, you're like trying to be fiscal. Good word, Trevor. Fiscal, like save your money. But now you're like, who gives a fuck if I have $19 in my account? That's 2 drinks at X bar.
Right.
So they're like, let me live a little.
Everyone wants to live and no one wants to facilitate
Yeah.
right now. Yeah. Which is cool.
My beef of the week is kind of a tag team off that because we were coming back. This sucks for him double because we were coming back from Des Moines and we had a.
It was like a week and a half ago or something.
It was a week. It was not
literally a week.
Not
Yeah.
last week. It was the week before.
Yeah.
And we had a connecting flight in Denver, and same thing happened. We get on the plane to board up, and they're like, "It's going to be a second." And then they're like, "Oh, engine issues." Anytime I say engine issues, I get terrified. Don't tell me. Tell me the blinker's not working. Tell me the windshield wipers out of fluid. Because engine, now I'm in my head like, fuck. Even if you do fix it, like, is it
Right.
fully fixed? So they make us deplane, and then it went from like they pushed it from we were originally supposed to get on at 11:30, but we didn't actually take off until 8:30. And this was on 4th of July. I missed all 4th of July festivities.
Nightmare.
My friends were fucking eating crawfish out in Santa Monica, getting hammered, licking Jaeger off each other's foreheads. So that, but you know, the extra beef is there's a 2-parter here. Is United the next day? They're like, don't worry, we'll take care of it. And then they just sent us a $50 voucher for a $500 flight.
Is that what they sent?
$50.
I never even got an email.
$50.
Hold on, but did you go on the website? Because they
No, they emailed me.
Oh,
But you can go on the website. $50.
I will go on the. Oh, so,
That's their way of being like, here, peasants.
Absolutely
Either
not.
pay for it all or don't do nothing. But my other beef of the week is going to be the guy we saw at the airport who, the longboard guy. People who bring their longboards on flights. And I know there's probably a big longboard community who listens to your guys' podcast, so I don't want to be disrespectful because I used to longboard myself growing up. It's a little bit too much of a flex of an airport at 7 a.m. when you have to go through TSA and then a connecting flight with a longboard, and then like you're trying to like put it up in the overhead bins and it's like clinking around everything, and you're like, oh, excuse me, where can I just put my Sector 9?
Yeah.
Oh, in somebody's ass because I'm fucking that chill.
Yeah.
So I'd be able to be that guy for being a little too chill, and the way he held it, the guy, he had the fit on. He had sunglasses, no mask, AirPods, cut off shirt, and joggers pulled up to the calf.
Oh,
up.
dude.
This guy was literally
Brutal.
a background in Fast and the Furious. This guy was out here.
Yeah.
Legend.
Did
Beef
not
of the
like
week for
him.
being too chill. I didn't have animosity. He was just a little too
That's
chill.
like bringing a guitar to a party.
Guitar guy. Well, or guitar on the airplane. There was
Yeah.
another guy in Denver who he would literally had to stay up front. And he goes, I need to find space for my guitar
Yeah.
at home. Where's
Yeah.
you fucking going?
Off
Yeah,
my
you
space.
just
Give it to me.
smack
Just
over his
smash it.
The pilot's like, I'll drive it. I'll play it. Let me go.
Yeah, I got a couple tunes I want to
It's just like,
serenade.
how many songs are you gonna play? Unless the guitar I can get because maybe he's touring, he's playing music. But
Yeah.
the skateboard, I'm like, get an Uber.
Yeah.
Where like,
You know what made it extra bad for me is we were furious. I don't like to see joy when I'm furious. I need everyone upset when I'm upset.
Yeah.
So you're
Of course.
longboarded, fucking, eating Alaskan king crab legs and just living your life. No, be upset because we have to be here for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Don't be happy.
Right.
Yeah, it's offensive.
It is.
It's offensive on a delayed flight to have a
Delayed
cut-off
flight.
T-shirt and have a skateboard.
but I get it. We're flying to LA, city of hopes and dreams, palm trees, longboards. I get it.
It's true. Chad, who's your babe of the week?
My babe of the week is the guy who plays I should look it up. The guy who plays Braga in Fast and Furious 4. He's in Miami Vice.
John
too.
Ortiz.
John Ortiz. Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, John Ortiz, I think. Let me
Yeah.
look it
So
up.
I watched Fast and Furious 4.
Same theater company as Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, really? Because he's a beast.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
Dude, he's a great
really good.
actor.
Silver Linings Playbook, too. Yeah, he's very good.
He might be one of my favorite parts of Fast and Furious 4.
He's great.
He's great. He's like Braga came up from El Barrio, and he just like he really brings the heat in that movie. And I just rewatched it, and I was like, dude, Braga, he's a beast. I gotta commend this dude, and he's good in Miami Vice too. And
He's really good.
I like how
This
he
is
mixed.
not casual.
Yeah, and I like how he mixes in the Spanish with his English. It's like very like he's like letting you know that he's like from wherever, Mexico, or I assume in the movie it's Mexico. But also I don't know. It's just like
No, he's really
a great
good.
actor.
He's got great versatility too, because in those
Yeah.
movies he's playing like a kind of outlaw heavy,
boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then in
Yeah.
Silver Linings Playbook he's like a bedraggled husband,
right,
and
yeah.
he nails both.
Yeah. He's great in Silver Linings Playbook, dude. That guy's John Ortiz. Shout out.
That's a good call.
I love watching you, man. That's it.
Is this baby of the week supposed to be like hot people or just like you like these people?
It's basically interchangeable with legend at this point. But yeah,
Yeah.
initially it started as hot people, and then we felt like we were like, how about it's just like everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But John Ortiz is a babe.
Because my friend's girlfriend was like, well, why can't guys be babes and girls be legends? And I was like, oh, that's a good point. And then I was like, let's just mix it up.
Oh, so what are the other categories we're dabbling into?
Just
after?
babe and legend.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I almost combine the two.
You can though.
Okay.
But
Oh yeah, this would be crazy if they're like you can't do that. That'd be insane.
nah, yeah.
That's not a
Dude, it's their
babe.
podcast. They can do whatever the fuck
The
they
That's what
want.
I'm
rules are
saying.
super
They can
fluid,
literally
dude.
beat my ass right now.
No, I would never, dude.
Dude, that gives good ratings.
Yeah, I hope so.
My baby of the week is Betty Gilpin, the actress from Glow, which she's amazing in. And then I just
Nice.
watched The Hunt, which was a really fun movie, and she's freaking awesome in that. She's super badass and believable, and yeah, that lady just crushes it in everything she acts in. I think she might be like top 5, 10 favorite actresses. I just want her to get more parts because she's good in everything.
Yeah.
And then I thought about her because she was in Tomorrowland, the new Chris Pratt movie, but that movie,
Tomorrow War.
whatever that piece of shit is, from the first
no, it's-
frame,
it's really
I was
bad.
out. I was out, dude. The first frame, like
Yeah.
the CGI is just horrible. And it's like Chris Pratt falling, and you're just like, I'm already done. Pratt falling. Oh, dude, nice pun, dude. Way to connect that.
There we go. Do you get your baby of the week? Blau or
Your
should I
baby of
go?
Yeah. So my baby of the week is Emma Stone.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
dude, legend.
Nice.
Bro.
From Cruella?
yeah.
Cinderella? Which one is it?
Cruella.
Yes, I haven't. I don't think that's out yet. But I
it is.
watched. You guys ever seen the movie Battle of the Sexes?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Emma
She
plays
Stone and
Billie
Steve
Jean
Carell
King,
one?
Bobby Jean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billie Jean,
Yeah.
Billie Jean, yeah.
King. I just look any podcast. I look at a producer because I feel like they just know everything.
Aaron does know everything.
Dude, you look like you know so much shit.
He knows everything.
Billie Jean King.
Bobby Riggs, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, sir. This guy's so
He's
hot.
a beast.
He's the best. Have you guys seen the movie?
I don't think
Parts.
so.
Parts.
Why don't you look at me, dude?
Well, you don't watch movies, dude.
I've seen 7 movies in my entire
At
life.
most, you've seen 7. But the movie, I thought the movie was good. I wasn't like enthralled by the movie,
Big
but
word.
she's so good in everything I've seen. Also, she plays this like she has like bigger glasses and kind of hair in front of her face. And there's something hot when I'm like, I know what's under there.
Right.
And there's something about she had this like confidence because she was like, you know, a great tennis player in the movie, and she had her mouth. This sounds odd, but bear with me. Her mouth is weird, but in the hottest way possible. I don't know if you guys ever like zoned in on her mouth, but it's so. I don't know what it is. It's almost like she looks like a little bit like
You want to kiss her.
Yes, dude.
You want to kiss her.
I want to kiss her.
Give
I
her
don't,
kisses.
I don't want. Yes, I do want to fuck her, of course, guys. But I'm just
No, you
saying.
wanna kiss
I
her.
want to make like pumpkin pie with her. I don't want to.
want
I
gentle
don't want to
little delicate
degrade her.
kisses.
I
Yeah.
do want to degrade her.
No,
but
I
like,
know that.
You know what I mean?
But you want to trust her before you degrade her.
Yes.
You want it to be reciprocated.
Yes. I want
Yeah.
to like do Mad Libs with her and
Of
like.
course, you want to get to that extreme point at some point.
Of course.
But you want to start off very cuddly and sweet.
Yes. It's just something about her eyes, and
They dance with intelligence.
Oh man! And the character she played. I was like, I want to play tennis with this woman, and they were wearing tennis skirts.
Here we go. My baby of the week is Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank.
Dude,
Okay.
Mr. Wonderful. Yes.
Yeah, dude, he's just. Well, I also think it's, I've been watching a lot of Shark Tank lately. It's Shark Week right now. There's a lot of
Best
sharks.
show ever, dude.
There's a lot of shark energy going out right now. So I kind of just figured it's only right to honor one of the OG sharks.
Hell yeah.
And I love his entrepreneur hand placement. And he plays devil's advocate, but he's like, he's nice to you, but he's fucking you over and he's staring at you right in the heart. And it's like, I want a girl like that just fucking, they're giving it to you, but they're not. And you're like, what's going on right
Nice.
now?
And he'll tell
Keeps on
people,
your
too, like,
toes.
this company needs to get taken out
Well, he
back
also
and
talks
shot.
shit about talks shit about all of his other I guess coworkers,
Sharks.
or co-hosts, sharks, yeah. And like, why would you ever take the deal? It's a terrible deal. I'm giving you the best deal of your lifetime right now, and he puts people under pressure, and I like that. So he's kind of baby of the week, just because mainly it's Shark Week. If it wasn't Shark Week, I don't think he'd be baby of the week. But great show.
I
Love the show.
believe him. Like anything,
I believe him.
he
He's
could,
bald.
He could
He's stressed
convince-
out. He's done business. He's done big
stressed,
deals.
bald out man wearing
Yeah.
a suit. You could tell me that
Yeah.
Jesus was actually an octopus, and I'm like, bro, I believe you.
He was.
He was.
Yeah.
That's why he walked on water, because he was in water. Guys,
8
let's
legs.
go.
Nice.
Yeah. It's my baby of the week.
I could believe in octopus are
We think they're smart. They got big domes.
yeah.
Oh, they're
they
incredibly
change,
smart.
They change colors. They're next level.
They do be changing.
Who's your
They're the
legend?
shrooms of the sea.
Whoa, we did mushrooms.
Aliens.
Yeah.
Who's your legend of the week, Chad?
My legend of the week is Richard Branson.
There we go.
I don't know if you guys caught the
yes.
space
Yeah.
flight
This
over
is
the
such
weekend.
a better one than everyone.
He was out here.
a lot of people thought it was kind of anticlimactic because they're just like, you're still in the stratosphere, bro. But but whatever, dude. First off, I like Richard Branson. He seems like a really cool dude, and I love that he was like, I'm going to space and I'm gonna make space tourism a thing, and he did it. And that fires me up because I want to go to space. I want to do that so bad. So thank you, Richard Branson, for being the first billionaire to make it to space. I love. He's just a maverick. I really respect that about him. And
Good looking head of hair, too.
good looking head of hair, smiling with those billionaire teeth the whole time, just like launching up. He's just.
Would you risk all your billions to go to space?
Fuck yeah.
He would, yeah.
And did you see the mechanism too of the Virgin spaceship? So they went on like basically like an engine that like a bigger plane that took them up, right?
Okay.
Took them up to super high. I don't know the altitude, and then the smaller ship that they're all in,
I did see that.
detaches,
Yeah.
basically falls, and then the engine kicks in and it
Yeah.
launches.
It
you.
launches like this and then shoots off.
Yeah,
Pretty.
that
pretty,
moment of free fall.
yeah.
That moment of free fall.
Yeah.
That's living right there.
And you see him,
sure.
he's like kind of nervous.
That's edging
For
right
that.
there.
Dude, that's
Fucking holding on. You're like,
Yeah.
we're just fucking
he's
nut.
He's
Nut
kinda,
into space.
Yeah, he's
Space
kinda,
nut.
He's kind of nervous for it. He's like, and then as soon as they start going, he's like,
Yeah, the fact that it's all documented. I wouldn't want it to be documented. I'd get a selfie up there, but I don't want to see the sheer panic on my face for any movement.
right.
Get
You
the
gotta edit
selfie.
that part out.
Yeah, or do like what you do when you go skydiving. You have like a little GoPro that's like shaky and you can't see full emotions.
yeah.
Smart. My legend of the week is the movie The Founder with Michael Keaton.
Oh, hell yeah.
Directed by John Lee Hancock. And I
Fuck
think
yeah.
written by the guy who wrote The Wrestler and used to run The Onion. So that guy's a beast.
There you go.
But I think that's a better movie. So it's about the guy who kind of stole the idea of McDonald's from these two brothers and then turned it into,
Love it.
the massive institution that it is today.
True.
But I think it's a better movie about like American greed and like our need for success and like the kind of dark side of the American dream than There Will Be Blood. And I always think people point to There Will Be Blood as like the best example of that. I don't dig that movie that much. I remember when I saw it at the ArcLight the night it came out, everyone stood up and clapped afterwards, and I was like, I don't get it, dude. Like, I think Daniel Day-Lewis, obviously amazing commitment, some beautiful set pieces, but to me, The Founder is a much better movie about all those same ideas. So
Yeah.
that's my big swing against the cinematic intelligentsia. I think y'all are way off base. I think you got to go Founder, dude.
It's so good, and the way he fucks over the original
It's
McDonald's.
beautiful, yeah.
Oh,
Because you're kind of rooting for him, but then like
Yeah.
you see the cost of it too, and then you're
Yeah.
like, what is like the right? I mean, obviously he's
Right.
kind of an asshole, but it's compelling. And Michael
Yeah.
Keaton's perfect because he's kind of a squirrely dude.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And he also steals that wife too.
Yeah, he has his starter
I mean,
wife, and then he's like, you know what? I think I deserve this too. Yeah.
What were you saying?
I love the movie, but if that movie like portrayed who he actually was, what a nightmare of a human.
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
Like, because at some point there's got to be levels, right? There's levels to taking over. It's like you just destroy dreams and you destroy dreams and you destroy dreams. At some point you're like, hey man, relax. You got to keep going. You got to give these guys a better percentage.
Well, he's not a person. He's just like a function. You know what I mean? He just is like, he's just what he's pursuing. It's almost like in No Country for Old Men, Anton Chigurh. People are like, oh, he's not a person. He's just like the embodiment of like the universe just killing off things. Yeah.
God, I mean that's well put. I just like I can't believe not. You know what? I can believe that exists. I just can't. I can't understand.
But do you have that in you?
Do I?
Yeah.
No.
Not a little bit?
Not a little bit. No.
Not even when you're horny?
This is hold on. I'll tell you
he's
why.
always horny. So
I'll tell you
that's a
why.
problem.
Because I believe in karma, and I believe that. And maybe if I didn't, I might have the capacity for it. But I feel like if I do anything negative towards somebody in like an egregious way,
It's coming back on
It's
you.
coming back at me
True.
full fucking force.
That's a good way to think. Yeah.
Yeah, and also like I was raised, Catholic and God and that whole thing. So I'm like, is that whole
McDonald's is bigger than God.
It is. It is.
It is
McDonald's
God.
is.
They're
God.
up there.
I mean, the Arches. It's
The
pretty
Arches
much
is
like-
pretty.
Yeah,
It's like
they
a
say God is
religious.
everywhere, and also McDonald's is everywhere too. You know,
Right.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum.
I'm loving
Amen.
Who's your
Wow.
legend of the week?
Oh shit. My legend of the week is
Me.
One of my. I should have done that.
Could've been.
No, my buddy Akash Singh is.
Oh, dude, I saw you were at that wedding. I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
It was. I've never been to an Indian wedding before. It was just. It was beautiful, man. And the reason that he's just always a legend, but one of my best friends in comedy, and he made me. There's a big reversal of what we talked about on Trevor and I's podcast about marriage, because I just was. I'm for the idea of getting married. I'm not for the idea of weddings. I just thought they were
You're
like
a court
egregious
paper,
and stupid.
sign
and
it.
I just the whole like, hey, come watch me get married. Go fuck yourself. Just go. Why do you need everybody else? But I will say that this wedding made me turn that idea, man, because we were in the temple and we were all in an Indian garb, and we were sitting on the floor, and just it was the first wedding that I ever been to that I was like, oh, it clicked to me. I go, oh, dude, like they have so much love that they want to give us love. And that was it. Just that's how I felt. Like they were doing the whole ceremony, and I'm like, this is not for them. This
Yeah.
is for us.
A lot of involvement for you guys, I feel like.
Yeah, it was.
It's not just like sit down and watch some people say some things and then
Yeah,
Yeah, you're wearing like the traditional Indian garb too, right?
he was fitted.
But it just like we were sitting there, but it didn't. It was the only wedding I've been to that didn't feel like look at me. It felt like we have this bond and we want to share this bond with you. It was the only time I've ever felt it, and I was like, oh, this is what maybe other weddings were trying to do and other cultures are trying to do, but this is the first time that I keyed in and I was like, oh, this is fucking beautiful.
That's awesome.
And just the whole pageantry of the event felt honest and it felt beautiful, and yeah, I had such a good time, and yeah, big shout out to Akash and his beautiful wife Jasleen, and I'm very happy for them, and Yeah, legend of the week, dude.
Let's
Hell yeah.
go. That's
Nice.
awesome. It looked like a lot of fun.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
goodness gracious, it was so fun.
That's awesome.
I don't know how I'm gonna be able to follow that.
Who's your legend of the week?
I got two. One of them is a gas station on the way to Palm Springs that sold Dippin' Dots.
Dude, hell yeah.
I hadn't
That's
had-
fire.
That's the way you do it. You
I
gotta
hadn't
fuck-
had Dippin' Dots in so long, and
They're so
they had
good.
and they had like a full like its own dedicated freezer for
Yes.
it, and they had all the flavors. And I'll tell you what, I got chocolate malt, and I felt youth, and I just felt some youth again.
Yeah.
It felt good. And it was also 112-degree weather, and I was just chowing them down. It was really good. Also, legend of the week would probably be the guy who bought me an espresso martini at the restaurant in Palm Springs, and he said, "You've done great work this pandemic, and you've brought a lot of smiles to people's faces."
Oh,
Oh, that's nice.
And it was espresso martini, so he fired me up.
Buddy.
I'm all about getting fired up while drinking. So
that's beautiful.
yeah, so Dippin' Dots and espresso martinis are kind of the legend of the weeks and the people behind that who made those things possible.
Dude,
Dude,
isn't
three strong legends from y'all.
isn't it interesting that like certain compliments from people, you take them in and you're like, hey man, thank you so much, blah blah blah. But there's certain ones that are just given. I'm gonna use this word again, but given so honestly that it affects you. You're like, oh
Yeah.
man, like you. Not that other people don't like believe it, but you're like, wow, man, like the way you articulate that or the way the energy you're giving me
Well, you
with
feel it,
compliment,
the
like,
emotion.
you feel it.
Well, it's also the extra step. Somebody can be like, "Hey, I love your work," and you're like, "Oh wow, that's very nice of you." But it's I love your work. This is what your work meant to me.
Right,
The
right,
extra
right,
layer.
right.
We were
Yeah.
talking about this, and I know we got to wrap this up, but we were talking about this like in that San Diego show we did. How people throw like so many like backhanded compliments.
Yeah.
And I just think the funniest one ever was I was talking to a guy who was a fan of your guys at the San Diego show we did, and he's talking to me after. And I think I told you about it. And the guy was like, "Yeah, man, I started watching your videos. I got put on to them by watching your guys' stuff and talking about you guys."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Yeah, man," and me just kind of like the guy was hammered. I was like, "Yeah, for sure, man. I'm just trying to do my best. They're not all hits." And he goes, "Yeah, what is that?" And I love the honesty about being like, but then he got really like, and he was hammered. He's a San Diego bro. And he's like, "Yeah, man, but you know what? You're like smart enough to know that. That's a real businessman to know that not everything is going to be a hit." But just the what is that part was just so
What is
funny.
that is
But
so
he
funny,
was
dude.
like so stoked that I was like somebody who was conscious enough to know that not
Yeah.
everything I'm going to do is going to be a fucking home run.
Right.
Right.
You got to have a couple foul balls and a couple, pop flies. So
Yeah.
it was just so funny for him to just be like, "Yeah, man, I'm getting there. But what is that?" And I just,
What is that is so funny.
nothing
to
more
say.
humbling than just the what is that? And you're like, but then again, it's like inside baseball. You're just talking to a guy who only has a glimpse of like, he just sees the outside of what you put out there. So I was just
Right.
like, man, hey, it
Yeah.
is what it is.
Totally.
It's just very funny.
Chad, what's your quote of the week?
My quote of the week comes from the song Rockstar by Nickelback.
There we go.
My favorite lyric. I'll have the quesadilla.
Nice.
Because he's like, I'm through with standing in lines. The clubs will never get in. And then there's like that guy underneath it all. He's like, so tell me what you want. But then there's one part where he just goes, I'll have the quesadilla.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't
Yeah, I don't think it's Chad Kroger either.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not Chad Kroger. It's some other
whoever it
guy.
It's a studio vocalist that they
I-
brought in to say that.
You know what I think? I think they wrote a bunch of other lines, but I think he was he's trying to get lunch, and they're like, that actually, and he's like, yeah, I'll have the quesadilla,
That's great.
and they're like, that actually sounds really good in the song.
That
We'll keep
hits.
that in there. Yeah.
And quesadilla is the right item of food too.
Totally.
Always hits.
Yeah.
My quote of the week is from a dude I met at the blackjack table in Las Vegas. I went back to the Circa where we stayed when we went with the
Oh, you
Friday
went to the
Bears guys.
Circa?
Yeah, just to gamble because I just like the vibe there so much.
Yeah.
And they're a little like the people there are a little more like laid back than the people you see at like the casinos on the Strip.
Yeah.
In my small sample size, that's what I've noticed. And then this dude had the best vibe. It's my favorite part of Vegas, just when you're at the tables and you just start like really grooving with the people you're playing with. And my brother got 16, and I think the dealer was holding 8, so the book's a little uncertain on what you do there.
Yeah.
And the guy just comes in and he goes, look, it's like I told my son in Little League. You always swing at a strike. You always hit on 16. That's the way you got to live your fucking life. And me and my brother were like, you're the fucking man, dude. We hit. I don't even remember if we won the hand. But that whole vibe, I was like, dude, thank you for being here in this moment with me and for
Yeah.
giving me that.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, he was just a great guy. His son was doing I don't know what his son was doing, but he was working on a concert. And he was like, yeah, we stayed up till sunbreak today.
Yeah.
And now we've just been gambling all night. And I was like, dude, I love it. Everyone's just there to just talk. It's a great vibe. But yeah, he was a legend. What's your quote of the week?
Okay, so I've been kind of doing a deep dive. Do you guys know who Naval. I don't know how to say.
Yeah,
his
he's
last
great.
name.
Yeah.
Dude, his Instagram always has good quotes. The dude who was on
He's on Rogan.
he was
He
on Rogan
like a couple years ago, but he was on this podcast recently called.
He was almost
the-
one of my quotes of the week this week. for
Oh,
real.
really? That's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, he was on the God, what's it called? The Knowledge Project. And my girl put me onto him. I didn't know who he was, and I'd literally just been doing a deep dive on this guy. He's incredible. And there was a quote that he said that I'm gonna find right now. Okay, so he said, "Be authentic to escape competition. Find what you know how to do better than anybody because you love to do it and it feels like play, and get to retirement." The piece of that I love so much that I have tried and have failed, and then have tried again, is the idea of like what you essentially just like everybody is authentic, right? And the only way to like be the best at something is just to be authentic. And that sounds so simple, but that idea for me, and just like it hit home for me, because with stand up, like I felt like I was very authentic in the beginning, and then I tried to be another comic and try to be like the hold the mic stand guy, and then I found, or try, you know, I have tried to find in the last like couple years to be like the most authentic, and then in doing that, I felt like I kind of found how I want to do comedy.
Trial and error, yeah.
Yeah.
All of this is chiseling. You know, everybody is like 3. It's like you get results back from 23andMe, and you're like, I'm 3% Anthony Jeselnik, I'm 3% Bill Burr, I'm a bunch of my. But it's just like it's just all this kind of chiseled up into one person.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's just all through your point of view. So it's not even like you're like a certain comedian, but it's just like trying to be over here shaped you to be over here.
You know, dude, no, exactly. And it's like I feel like nobody, and Trev, we've talked about this before. It's like certain like, oh, have someone talked about this overall idea about X, right? And it's like, yeah, maybe the umbrella topic hasn't been talked about. But like if I talk about pretzels and you talk about pretzels, just because I'm different than you, it will be a different
Start to finish.
Yeah, it'll be a different fucking thing. And I think if you lean into just being, or, you know, trying to find out what separates you, it's the only way that's gonna like you'll find financial freedom. You'll find you know, love for yourself, and bring in, you know, love from the outside. So that quote, and I forget what podcast it was. I think it might have been on the Knowledge Project, but I was like, fuck, that like just really hit home for me. So yeah,
There it is.
That's a good one.
Again, hard act to follow. But this is a quote I saw on TikTok, and this guy was just living his best fucking life. And I think it was 4th of July weekend. This guy yelled it out. And I've never seen somebody so happy. I think he was a Southern boy. And he said, "Cheers to pussy and gunpowder. Live by one, die by the other. And I love the smell of both."
fuck, that's fire.
So I think he fucks and then just offs himself with a gun. And
Yeah.
It's a beautiful way to go.
I think
Yeah.
that's the ultimate way to edge yourself, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I was so happy, and he did toast with it, and he had that one in the catalog, and he let it rip, and he didn't stutter, he didn't miss a word. He nailed it, and I think they had a really good 4th of July because of that.
I love that.
Hell
too.
yeah.
And
Nice.
that guy's doing nothing but being authentic to himself.
And working at AutoZone.
Yeah,
It's a good
of
place.
course.
Those guys will fix your shit up quick.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, or scam you.
Oh yeah, the
That
things
just
are
happened
cheap,
to
so
me.
who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your phrase of the week for getting after it, Chad?
For getting after it. Phrase of the week for getting after it.
Oh, that should-
What?
The phrase of the week should have been
I know, phrase we should have been that one.
Fuck.
I'm gonna double down.
That was a good phrase of the week, dude. You can
Yeah.
run it back, baby.
I'm gonna run it back.
Run it back, dude. Not to tip our hat, but it might be coming out.
Let's see.
Do you want us to
Let's
come
all
back?
do wall sits.
Oh, nice.
Let's all do wall sits.
Yeah.
My
Because you want to
uncle-
get the you want
yeah.
to get the tea flowing
My uncle does wall
before
sits.
you rage.
Like if we're at a restaurant and they're like, yeah, it's gonna be about 25 minutes for a table. He just does wall sits.
Hell yeah, dude.
And they
I love
and they do it faster. They're like, yeah, right this way, sir.
Oh, dude, I met your parents too at Jam. They're like the sweetest.
They're great people.
They're
People
the
ever.
best.
very sweet people.
Yeah.
The best.
They believe in me.
Your
and,
dad is just like, hey, how's it going? And I was
Yeah.
like,
And my dad's like he like lives vicariously through me, so he's
Yeah.
like definitely watches your guys' videos. Like he
Oh,
like
really?
he like
Yeah.
knows, like he'll like see people that have been in my videos, but yeah, I loved you and so. He's like
That's awesome.
he hangs with
He's
the
a
crew.
fan. He's
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Man.
Yeah, I think he's like literally like I think he sent me a video of you guys.
Oh,
that's
nice.
awesome.
Dude, Legend of the Week, Ron Wallace is my dad.
Yeah.
Love it.
What a
Ron's a good dad name.
Ron's
Yeah.
the only dad name that should exist.
Yeah, all dads are Ron.
You become a dude. Did you just become a Ron?
Are you a Ron dad?
Yeah. I just
Hands
became
on
a
your
Ron
hips?
now.
Like, yeah.
I'm Ron
Yeah.
now.
I can't wait till that's like a term.
Dude.
Like, dude, he's Ronning.
He's
Yeah.
a Ron now.
Aaron.
Oh, congrats, man.
Yeah, you ditched the A.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's the A.
Just living that
Whoa.
Ron.
Isn't it funny that when you look at someone pregnant, you're like, yo, dude busted in you. Sorry, guys. Go ahead.
I think that. My phrase of the week for getting after it, and I'm not going to read it out because I don't think I'll do it justice on several levels, but it's the hook from the song "Nothing" by Nor. I almost said Nor Ray. Do you remember that song?
No.
All right, I might have to say it now just
There
to
you
get
go.
you guys on board, but it's "Homeboy, I came to party. Your girl was looking at me.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
She's a haggler. No, I'm not tagging her, but she don't want them boys to come over and start asking you what you want to do. Nothing. What you trying to do? Nothing. Like it's a very aggressive sentiment, but that song is just anytime
Great
it comes
song.
on, you adopt its energy and you just start throwing your arms out like this, and you're like, yeah, you don't want to get in trouble with me, bro. You don't want to deal with this, and I like that energy.
I love it.
Thanks, man.
So, this happened to me in DC, and I think about it, I'm not even shitting you, once a day. There's this woman, I walked in, after a show, I walked into this, like, it was, like, super late, and it was this burger place, and as I walk in, it's like, mind you, it's like 2 a.m, long-ass line. I walk in, and she goes, well, I'm the queen of DC.
That's pretty solid.
And I walked in, and I saw who she was. Just the most confident woman I've ever come across. And she kept saying that as she's ordering. And it just brought so much joy to me. Because I'm like, the happiness and the confidence of someone to just yell, I'm the queen of DC. I'll have a burger. Because you know why? Because I'm the queen of DC. That's why.
Did she get a burger?
She got a burger. She got a burger and
Well,
fries,
then-
but the order took so long because she kept saying yes because I'm the queen of DC. And to announce to a room full of people that you're the queen of a major city in America, I'm just like, I want to adopt that.
Capital.
The capital of
Yeah.
America. And you're the queen?
If you're the queen, you're the capital of. I mean, you're the queen of America.
The queen of America.
Yeah.
I just was like, I wanna be you on a consistent basis. I want to look in the mirror and see her.
nice.
Yeah.
Phrase of the week. I might have to hit my phrase of the week because I really enjoyed the video you guys did in Vegas, and I might just have to say we found love in a hopeless place.
Oh nice.
Oh, thanks.
The Rihanna at the end.
That was Chad's idea to do that,
That
song
was.
too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
It just like. I tell Michael this a lot. I go, as a comedian, a lot of times you see something that's like you're so desensitized to laughing out loud, you'll just say that's funny.
Yeah.
And I was watching it, go, this is great.
Oh, thanks.
This is
man.
great.
That means a lot.
I thought that was like the icing on the cake. So
Thanks, dude.
yeah.
Glad you-
I wasn't gonna sing. Then Chad was like, "No, you should do Rihanna."
No, it was your idea to sing.
But
I think
remember
you
I
guys
was gonna
both crushed it,
exit.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
No, you guys
Yeah.
both crushed it. Those are so goddamn funny.
Thanks, man. All right, dudes. Well, guys.
We should do plugs though.
Oh, let's plug.
Yeah.
Plug,
Long
boys.
awaited. Michael and I have a podcast, Stiff Socks Podcast,
Great
every
podcast.
Wednesday.
Check it
Thank
out.
you,
Great
thank you.
pod.
Chad did an
Thanks.
episode. We'll get you guys both on soon.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
We can also do a solo JT episode where we talk about.
I'd love to come home with my dog. Yeah.
Oh, let's do it.
It's just an hour of us being like, "Why didn't you fuck till you're 24?" Stiff Socks Podcast everywhere. We
You'd
just
have to ask
started a
all the
new.
girls I know. They
Yeah,
would have
right.
a better answer.
Yeah, we just started our new YouTube channel because it used to be on my YouTube, and now it's all solo.
Let's
He's all
go.
grown up
Dude,
now. So
I noticed that.
yeah,
Is that a good move? Like, is that because
a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, because
I'm still freaking out, but I think it's gonna work.
but it's,
in
it's
the
like
long run.
in the long run, that's what
Yes.
you should do, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we went 120 some episodes and then switched over
Yeah.
without telling the advertisers, and they were like, "Why'd you guys views drop?" And we're like, "We're on a new channel."
Right.
Because I just wanted to associate the two because, they're both two entities. It's like, this is
Yeah.
bigger than just a podcast on Trevor Wallace's YouTube. It's
Right.
like, it's its own entity. So I knew we had to eventually do it. But in the beginning, I was like, it makes more sense to just be like, if you already have a platform, introduce it to them and then disperse. It's
Right.
like a
Right.
bird. You grow it at the nest and then it learns to fly. You don't just
Yeah.
be like, throw it out the nest at birth and then it, hits the ground and doesn't do anything. So
Right.
When is your hair gonna get its own channel?
probably 2022.
Nice.
Yeah, I do want to come out with my own pomade at some point in life. I think that would
Dude.
fucking crush.
God, I think
CBD pomade.
I'm jealous.
Come
I
on.
didn't think it.
CBD pomade with charcoal in it.
Hell yeah, dude.
I just
That
You
fires
have
me
to
up.
put some chai tea in there and then just
matcha CBD
Matcha, yeah,
charcoal pomade.
Let's go.
Yeah.
crush.
With yerba mate in it.
Let's go.
Anything else you guys want to plug?
Just really
Dates
that,
or
man.
anything?
I got some show. When does this come
Are
out?
you going on a tour, right?
I got a bunch of shows coming up, but I'm gonna be in Huntington. If you got some bros in Huntington,
When's
this
this is probably
Friday.
going to come out in a couple weeks, actually.
All right. Well, guys.
Well, if you're in Ohio or Oklahoma or Spokane, Washington or San Diego, just go to trevorwallscomedy.com.
If you're in Ohio or Florida, go to blaucomedy.com for tickets.
That's BLAU.
BLAU
comedy. Yeah.
comedy.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Well, guys, man, thank you for having me, man. I had a
Dude.
fucking blast, man.
It's great hanging with you guys.
Yeah, it's good.
This
Great
was
hang.
fun. We
Yeah.
gotta do it again soon.
Let's do it.
I'm
yeah,
so
you guys should come on ours.
Hell
Let's
yeah.
go.
Let's go.
All right.
What are you guys doing tomorrow?
Jacking off.
Yeah.
Edging. I'm edging.
If you need advice, these guys are real